get into today. Oh man, do we have a lot to get into today, including some major updates with Kanye, if you saw what happened with him yesterday. And since it is open phones, you are not limited to call in and discuss the things that we bring up on the program. You can discuss anything and everything you have on your mind when you call in today, not limited to the topics that I'm going to bring up. And I'm a little out of breath because I lost track of time and I wasn't ready when it was time to go on the air, and I was scrambling to do everything and running around like a madman. So it'll take me a minute to catch my breath, but that's okay. Got the bloods flowing through the veins. All right. Yesterday, there was a major incident with Kanye West and Alex Jones, which we're going to talk about, and it resulted by the end of the day of Elon Musk banning him from Twitter. Kanye is banned from Twitter. We don't know if it's a temporary suspension or a permanent ban. We're going to get into all of this, and I've got a very important question to ask you all. I got actually a couple very important questions to ask all of you involving Kanye West in particular, and also Elon Musk. Now, Kanye West got so crazed when he was on the air with Alex Jones that even Alex Jones was uncomfortable. You could tell. I mean, you know, Alex Jones, I've never seen Alex Jones uncomfortable about anything ever, except this little moment with Kanye yesterday, who was wearing this mask over his entire face that people were calling a GIMP mask. GIMP, of course, is from Pulp Fiction. And let me read this story. It's in the Gateway Pundit. It gives you some background, and then I'll play some of the audio coming up from the interview. Then we'll get into what happened with Elon Musk. It was just a nutty kind of day. And this is in the Gateway Pundit. 100% Fed Up reports that Ye, formerly known as Kanye West, dressed in a large colorful jacket and a black mask that completely covers his face, which was very strange, and was live on Alex Jones's show. The controversial duo discussed Hitler, anti-Semitism, censorship, and how Kanye believes he's being used as a vessel. Kanye confessed that he requested last week's meeting with President Trump to ask him if he would consider joining him as his presidential running mate in 2024. During the conversation between Kanye and Alex Jones, the world's most censored woman, Laura Loomer, oh my goodness, a friend of mine, Laura Loomer, listen to this. During their conversation, the world's most censored woman, Laura Loomer, began texting Kanye during the interview. Oh, that means Laura Loomer has Kanye's cell phone. So during the conversation with Alex Jones, between Alex Jones and Kanye, Laura Loomer began texting Kanye. When Alex Jones, who owns InfoWars, the most banned network in the world, asked Kanye who he was communicating with, Kanye told Alex Jones he was talking to Loomer. Alex Jones asked Laura Loomer to join them on the program. She called into the show to join the conversation. That's the end of that. Now, and Rolling Stone is reporting this. Every human being has something of value that they brought to the table, said Kanye West, and then he started saying things about Hitler. And I'm not even going to read you the things that he said about Hitler. Nick Fuentes was also there. They say in the Gateway Pundit, Nick Fuentes, who's been accused of being a white supremacist, and what I've seen from him online, these little clips, it seems to be an accurate description, was also live on the show with Kanye and Alex Jones with Laura Loomer on the phone. You know, I was telling you guys something when this first happened a few days ago. Kanye West is going through a mental break. He's completely insane. The way that he is behaving is not the way that a sane man would behave. There's no getting around any of that. And I had said that I think the people that are interviewing Kanye West are exploiting him. In fact, Tim Pool had him on this week. He walked off. Now this thing with Alex Jones. And I told you guys a couple of days ago that I would not have Kanye West on the program. That I think that it is wrong and inappropriate to exploit someone who's going through a mental health crisis like Kanye is doing right now. He's going through this mental crisis probably because he's not taking his medication. And a lot of people are surrounding themselves with Kanye and having them on the programs and hanging out with him and everything for their own self-promotion. And most of the people, not all, but most of the people that are around Kanye are, it seems to me, these are a lot of people that have been canceled from everything, right? We got Laura Loomer, my friend Laura Loomer, Milo Yiannopoulos, Fuentes, and Alex Jones. Now, Tim Pool's not. So, of the 5 high-profile people that have been in contact and working with Kanye West in the last few days are all people that are completely canceled from every platform there is. And I was expecting some of them to return to it in the next couple of weeks, on Twitter at least, Milo and Loomer and others. And it seems to me that Kanye is really being exploited by people that have been canceled from every platform there is, and they're using Kanye to get publicity on the platforms they're banned from through other people. And they're exploiting someone who's mentally ill, who needs an intervention. My goodness, Kim Kardashian, I never thought I'd feel sorry for Kim Kardashian, but she has children with Kanye. And she's got to be concerned about them having contact with him. So I want to first ask you this question, and then we've got a break here shortly. So after the break, you can call in during the break, and I'd like to hear your response to this. It's now possible for me, through Laura Loomer, to get Kanye on the show. What would be your thoughts on that? Do you think that we should have Kanye West as a guest on this program? I could arrange it now through Laura Loomer. And I'm going to tell you right out the box, I've not talked to Steve about this. I couldn't get a hold of Steve this morning on my way in. I was going to run this by him. And I'm going to tell you right now, my opinion is no. No, we should not have Kanye West on the program. But I want to ask you what you think we should do. I don't think we should have him on for 2 reasons. One, the mental break that he's going through is insane. It's insane right now. He's in a dangerous spot. And second, these things he said about Hitler are just beyond imagination yesterday. But we're going to take our first break of the hour. When we come back, I'd like to take your calls on this. Now that we have a one step removed, should we have him on the program, yes or no? We'll take our break and be right back.
Don't sit on the sidelines.
I don't know. What do you guys think? My intuition is no. No, no, no. I don't think there's any good that would come out of it. Wow, a lot of no's. Yeah. Yeah.
We had a leak in our roof at the Kane household. We called Tom Laporta. He's the best in the business. Remember, small leaks turn into medium leaks, and medium leaks turn into big problems.
A lot of no's.
Licensed contractor Tom Laporta for a free roof inspection. 954-604-4600.
No, I think it's exploitation of someone who is really going through a mental crisis. Yeah, I really do. I made a YouTube short on this. I just got this in the mail yesterday. This is supposed to be the best biography of Elon Musk. And I'm going to read this over the weekend, as much of it as I can. I got a busy weekend. Tomorrow is my wedding anniversary, 26th wedding anniversary tomorrow. So very excited about that. But I'm going to read this book. Well, I'd like you guys to call in and tell me your thoughts. When you say no, why?
And this is the only time of the year that you can make a change to your existing Medicare.
I would feel bad. Yeah.
2023 has some exciting news.
Yeah, there's no getting around that.
Lots of increases in your Medicare Part B premiums and changes to
No doubt about that.
and standalone drug plans. If you are on a standalone drug card, I would highly recommend getting a review of your current plan.
This is, I've been told this is our last day in this studio, that Monday I'll be broadcasting from the new studios.
Many of you will be impacted.
They're not quite completed yet, so I'm going to leave most of my stuff here just in case. But I made a YouTube vlog this morning when I got here. That's why I was a little behind coming on at the top, showing the facilities, which are all torn apart. Everything's been torn apart here, pretty much. The only thing that's really been left intact is my studio here and part of the control room. So, but the new studio is not complete quite yet, but these engineers, they work quick. So they told me Monday. But I could get a call over the weekend that says, you got to come down here for another couple days. But yeah, I made a vlog this morning giving a tour of the entire radio station.
For pain, I use Salon Paws. It's good medicine.
Here's a message just for the attorneys out there. So you pass-
Well, there's a couple reasons not to do it. One,
Now are you finding
exploiting someone who's going through a mental break. But the other one is having someone on spewing this anti-Semitism is just not right. It's not right.
Maximizing billable hours and increasing client satisfaction. Call 855-4-LEXICON or visit lexiconservices.com/go to learn more.
On the air,
I did not see Greg Kelly last night. It's on too late for me. I can get you to later.
with Brian Craig.
All right, welcome back. My name is Brian. You're listening to The Steve Kane Show. Callers on hold, stand by. Our number 1-888-GO-KANE-1. You know, yesterday afternoon, I met with Dr. Appleton, who rid me of my arthritis pain, rid me of my knee pain. We recorded some new commercials yesterday afternoon here at the radio station. And he was showing me a testimonial from a listener, a new patient, who's actually a nurse from a major hospital in Miami who's been suffering from pain for years, and how she just, for the first time in many years, is pain-free and can have a normal life now because Dr. Appleton rid her of her pain with his laser away pain treatment. It's absolutely amazing. Whatever kind of pain you're suffering from, Dr. Appleton, he can help. It works. I know it works because it's worked on me on 2 different types of pain. After one treatment, he rid me of my arthritis pain that I was having in my finger, and that was pretty brutal. I was in constant pain. He rid me of my knee pain, which I'd been suffering from after my skateboarding accident for several years. And some of you were watching me live stream years ago when I had that accident. Oh, it was brutal. It's pretty scary, that accident. And I've been suffering for years. Pain's gone. Hasn't returned after just 2 treatments. It's absolutely amazing. Give Dr. Appleton a call. He's open on Saturdays as well as Monday through Friday, tomorrow being Saturday. And even on Saturdays, walk-ins are welcome and appointments are not necessary. Because Dr. Appleton knows when you're in pain, you're suffering, you need help, you need relief, and you need it now. Give him a call, 954-973-0710. 954-973-0710, and online, AppletonChiro.com. All right, there's only one opening on the board. Let me recap what's going on, and then I'm going to go right to the phones, okay? For people that are just tuning in, there was this just huge publicity stunt pulled by Alex Jones yesterday with Kanye West. And Kanye said things that were insanely out of control. And in the updates to this, I find out that he is close to my friend Laura Loomer. And she was on the show via phone yesterday with Kanye and Alex Jones, and Nick Fuentes was there. And there, in the last few days, there have been 5 people that have been either hanging around or interviewing Kanye. Tim Pool, Alex Jones, Fuentes, Milo, and Loomer. 4 of those 5, all of them but Tim Pool, have been banned from every platform there is. They're the most banned people around. And it looks like they're using Kanye to get publicity and to be talked about. And they really made it a very unfortunate personal choice, I believe, because they were just about to get unbanned from Twitter by Elon Musk. And now Elon Musk has banned Kanye for something which we'll get into a little bit yesterday after the Alex Jones interview. And this will probably have an impact on them getting back on the platform. Wouldn't surprise me. Maybe it won't, but it very well could. And the question I'm asking you right now is this. Now, because of Laura Loomer, who was actually text messaging Kanye during the show, so she's closely connected, through Loomer, we could have Kanye on this program. And I'm asking you, should we do that, yes or no? My intuition is no. I have not talked to Steve Kane about this. I couldn't get a hold of Steve on the phone this morning on my way into the radio station. I wanted to talk to him about this before the show. My instinct is no. And what I've learned through my life is your first gut instinct on such things is usually the right one. But I'd like to hear what you all think. Let's go to the phones. You're on the radio. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
I'm Sandra from Indiana.
Hey, Sandra.
I would not have him on the show. He's a loose cannon. I saw a clip on Greg Kelly last night of that interview, and it disturbed me just like Biden's on September.
Yeah, it's sick. It's, you know, he's mentally ill, Kanye. All right, he's not in control of himself, and the things that he said on Alex Jones's show are beyond common decency. I mean, they're really, really bad things he said.
Yes, and for another thing, I can't understand how politicians and people in general can hate one man so much as President Trump to destroy America.
You know, I'll tell you why they hate him. Have you ever have you ever had like a long-term job somewhere? Yeah. Okay. Like what did you do when you were working? What did you do in that job? Like what kind of job was it?
I was a nurse.
You were a nurse. Okay. So when a new boss comes in that doesn't work there, that comes from the outside, most people don't like it because they turn their world upside down, right? They do their own thing. They change things. And that's a lot of why they don't like Trump. He's an outsider. He came into their world, Washington, and turned everything upside down and cut them off from their corrupt deals with China and everything else that was going on. That's why they hate him so much. China is the root cause of their Trump derangement syndrome.
Right, and they're willing to destroy America over it.
Well, yeah, because they still get paid. All they care about is getting paid. They're all corrupt sellouts. Now, you said no, we should not have Kanye on, even though we could now, if we wanted to. I don't think it's a good idea. Why do you think it's not a good idea to have Kanye? You said a loose cannon, but that's vague. You have anything more specific? Why should we not have Kanye West on this program?
Because he does have a mental illness with bipolar disorder, and you have no idea what he may say.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
To President Trump.
And I'll tell you this thing that he said, this stuff he said yesterday about Hitler on Alex Jones's program. I just don't feel it's appropriate to bring someone on the air who talks that way either. Even if he wasn't mentally ill, based on that, why would we do that? What's the point in that? You know, the people that have been having him on and dealing with him are exploiting him for attention.
They're exploiting him just like they exploit Biden.
Yeah. Hey, Sandra. Thanks for the call. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Good morning, Brian. This is David from Tamarack.
Mm-hmm. Hey, David.
I don't normally make a big deal of it, but I'm the president of a large Jewish organization located in Hollywood, and you should definitely not have him on. I'm going to give you a solid reason. Number one, aside from the fact that he's Meshuggah, I didn't hear what he said recently, but when you promote anti-Semitism, what ends up happening is people end up getting hurt. And
yeah,
bottom line.
Well, but you know, but when you look at Laura Loomer, who's working with him, she's a Jew. What are your thoughts on that?
Are not the type of your listeners are normal people. They're Republicans. They're good conservative people. They're not going to go out and do violence, but maybe there's some people.
All right. Well, we don't want to go that direction, but I'll tell you this. You know, having Nazis on and anti-Semites and things like this, that's not something I would do, personally. And I've never, now Steve, many years ago, I know Steve has interviewed Klansmen and things in the past, years ago, like in the 80s and 70s and things like this. But that's not something that I think even Steve would do today. I wouldn't do it. And I also would not have somebody on as a guest who was mentally ill at that level and exploit them for attention. Even though they're the most talked about person in the world, I think the publicity, you know, that old saying that there's no such thing as bad publicity, that is not true. And having the most talked about man in the world right now this week, Kanye, on the program, obviously would garner us a lot of attention. But would that be good attention? Would that be the kind of attention we'd want? I think not.
Attention, you'd anger a lot of people.
Correct.
Listening, you know, for example, myself.
I think it would be very destructive.
Looking, I'm MAGA, but I can't, you know.
No, I agree. I said right out the box, I wouldn't, my instinct is no. No. I'm not, first off, I'm not going to exploit mentally ill people.
Not so much that you don't know what he's going to say, but you kind of do know what
Yeah, we know what he would say.
Stupid.
Yeah, he would.
Yeah.
All right, take care. Thanks for the call. All right, callers on hold, stand by. We're going to take our bottom of the hour break. We will go back to your calls after the break. It's the Steve Kane Show. My name is Brian Craig. One opening at 1-888-GO-KANE-1. Just one opening on the board. Back right after this break. We will go back to your calls after the break. It's the Steve Kane Show. My name is Brian Craig. One opening at 1-888-GO-KANE-1. Back right after this break.
Making morning radio great again.
What he needs is an intervention and be committed. You know, that's what Kanye needs.
The greatest rock and roll hits of the 60s and 70s.
Yeah, so when I move to the new studio next week, I will. This will be the last day I broadcast, unless I'm here again a few days, with my headset microphone. I won't be using the headset microphone there, and I'm leaving everything here just in case I need to come back Monday and broadcast, because that could happen. You know, because, you know, when technical things happen, but I'll probably come down Monday or Tuesday if everything goes well and collect my stuff. When you see the vlog I made today, I'll post it over the weekend. Everything's been taken apart here pretty much. Even a huge part of my studio. There's nothing on the walls. And then once I get settled in at the new place next week, I'll give a tour there.
We've all felt the impact of rising food prices for families in poverty.
Yeah, this board I'm using now is probably about 40 years old. At least 30.
Just text the word radio to 97646. That's traffic. I'm Don.
Brian Craig here. You've heard me talk about how Dr. Appleton has rid me of knee pain with his laser away pain system. Let me introduce you to Dr. Appleton.
I had a new patient on Saturday, and there was sciatic leg pain. She lifted something wrong on Saturday. She said, "Can this help?" And I said, "Sure." And we did the laser on her on Saturday. On Monday, she returned, and she said, "Thank you, thank you, thank you." Enjoy her journey all these years, helping patients.
If you're new here, make sure you subscribe. Everyone, please like the video. Well, you know what's bad when Alex Jones is even feeling uncomfortable.
And once we finish patients up, I never
right?
hear from anybody. When I do hear from them, it's a referral, the family, the wife, the cousin, the nephew that comes back. And that's the biggest work.
Give Dr. Appleton a call at 954-973-0710. 954-973-0710. And say bye-bye to your pain.
This is Lori Kane. When people go to the dentist, they think of the pain, but the biggest pain is the cost. Not with Dr. Gupta at Brighton Dental Care.
If you haven't, after I go off the air, listen to my podcast from last night. That was an upsetting topic. That first segment on the podcast.
954-922-4633. That's 954-922.
Yeah, it's all digital. Everything's digital.
BrightonDentalCare.com.
Hey, it's John.
The new studio that I'll be using is, they have 4 studios, and they're letting me choose which one I want. I've already picked, but, you know, I'm not going to say much bad about Laura Loomer, because she's a friend of mine, but all these people that are around him, except Tim Pool, are canceled from every platform. So a lot of it's attention, relevancy, you know, and they really picked a bad week to do it, because they probably could have been back on Twitter shortly.
Great job with the highest radio sales commissions in Palm Beach County awaits you. VCMG is an equal opportunity employer.
The best New Year's Eve ever is right around the corner. Scott Shannon, DJ Vic Latino, and all your friends will be spending New Year's Eve at Harris Pompano Beach.
Created his own symbol, sort of like what Prince did for himself.
I saw, that's why he got banned they did a swastika. He made a swastika thing, yeah. Yeah.
Or Caesars.com for all the details. And stay tuned to South Florida's True Oldie stations. Must be 21 or older to gamble. Must be 18 for poker and racing. Know when to stop before you start. Gambling problem? Call 1-888-ADMIT-IT.
It's hurricane season, and if you have a wet spot on your ceiling, you have a leak in your roof.
Because he's mentally ill, Rome. He's nuts. This is like when Britney shaved her head, but worse. Right? Oh yeah, Sister Christian. That's a great song. Who sings Sister Christian? Who knows? Let's see. I did, JJ. It actually looks good. The new Indiana Jones trailer looks good.
Over, but Costume World is gearing up for the holidays and has you covered. Maybe you want to dress up as Santa this year. Make sure they go
Got about a minute left.
First. Perhaps you've got some elves to dress, or you've decided to be the
One person is guessing. Sister Christian? There you go. Night Ranger. That's right. Night Ranger.
And when you think dress up, think Costume World.
That's right. Night Ranger. That's an awesome song. I love that song.
Hear that music? That means it's Christmas shopping season again. And when you're Christmas shopping, there's no better place to go than MyPillow.com.
That's a great song.
Kane at checkout, K-A-N-E, you will find the lowest prices ever on top MyPillow products. Right now, order your MyPillow My Slippers for $90 off in all sizes and colors for both men and women. The MyPillow that started it all is just $19.98. The 3-inch MyPillow mattress topper is 50% off. The MyPillow pet bed is 50% off too. There's also incredible savings on the 6-piece MyPillow towel set, the 100% Giza cotton dream sheets, the MyPillow bathrobes. Whatever special you see at MyPillow.com, you can take advantage of it with our promo
The mamas and the papas,
K-A-N-E,
a little before my time, but yeah, I do like them.
MyPillow.com. You can also order over the phone. 1-800.
Really? Was Ted Nugent the guitar player in Night Ranger? I've never heard that. Is that true?
1-800-716-4879. Promo code KANE. K-A-N-E.
Now, back to the Steve Kane Show, celebrating 45 years on the air.
Get out of town. All right, welcome back, everyone. I'm Brian. It's the Steve Kane Show, Florida's longest-running radio show on the radio since 1977. A full board of calls. Oh, my goodness. Something I said. Our number 1-888-GO-KANE-1. It's also open phones on Friday. We call it Open MAGA Mike Friday, meaning anything and everything you have on your mind is fair game, but I would like to hear more thoughts and opinions on my question. Now that we have a way to have Kanye West on the program here, should we do it, yes or no, and why? And I told you my gut instinct is a big no, a big, big no. Not yet talked to Steve about this, and I don't know what he's going to think. We'll find out a little later on the program. All right, you're on the radio. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
This is Mike from Louisiana.
Hey, Mike.
I would go with your first instinct. Big fat no.
Mm-hmm.
And here's the thing about it. You know, think about this. He got married to Kim Kardashian, and obviously he wasn't bad like he is now when he got married to her, right?
I don't know.
Probably. I mean, he had to be somewhat more stable than he is now.
Well, why you say I shouldn't have him on? Why do you say no?
It just doesn't look good to have a guy like that who seems to be hanging around with this Nick Fuentes.
Yeah, that's right.
could be a setup, but again,
You know, there's some things you just can't go back from. Associating with Nazis and doing porn. Those are two things that once you do them, you're always that. Mm-hmm.
the thing is, and you gotta think that, I don't know. I mean, I don't want to say he's fooled Laura Loomer, but I mean, she's working with him.
You know, I found out about this with Laura this morning, and I'm not surprised, but I don't know why. There was an incident that happened with Steve and I on the radio years ago, and Steve and I were guests on another radio show. Another radio show had invited us on as guests, and we were in studio, and they had a co-host who I listened to them on the radio, and they were wild and said stupid things and everything on the radio. And Steve and I were in studio with these two guys, and we were doing our thing, you know, like we do with callers, you know, tearing them up on their own show. And then in the middle of the show, I realized that the co-host was severely mentally ill. I don't mean like you'd say somebody does something crazy and say they're a nutcase. They were severely mentally ill. And I mean really bad. And I backed off. And I told Steve after the show, because I didn't want to bring it up while we were there because I didn't really know this person, and one of the worst things you can do to a person who's mentally ill is tell them they're crazy, right? That really freaks them out sometimes. And I had no more connection with that program going forward ever again because the co-host was severely mentally ill. I mean, really, like Kanye. And I'm talking about where they heard voices and things. And I couldn't be a part of that exploitation. It was bad. It was wrong. And I won't do that. And I realized that sometimes people call radio shows like this one that are mentally ill, and people that are mentally ill, I go easy on when they call me on the air, that are really mentally ill. Not stupid idiots like Liberal Al. I'm talking about people that are suffering from severe mental illness. I'm not going to exploit that. So just based on that, I would not have Kanye in unless I was a part of an intervention to get him help. The other thing is, I think this shock jock thing that Alex Jones and Tim Pool pulled this week of having somebody on saying positive things about Adolf Hitler, who killed many more than 6 million. Okay? You know, I mean, how many people died in the Second World War total? And the things he said yesterday, it's not funny, it's not cute, and to bring him on talking that way is sick, and it's twisted. And that's just not something that I could do.
Right, and that's the thing. Now, some people can. I mean, obviously these two guys did, you know. And I do like Tim Pool at times, you know. I do like him. I listen to him some, you know, and he's all right on some things. But by doing this, I don't know, you know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. All right, Mike in Louisiana. Thank you for the call. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Victor, Silver Spring, Maryland.
Hey, Victor.
An absolute
Let's see if he mentions
you do not
he's
want
blind.
to ruin your reputation by even associating with this guy. The further away you can stay from him, the better off you are. From time to time, I have listened to Alex Jones on shortwave, and I can only take maybe a minute or two before I got to tune out. I mean, he's always talking about doom and gloom.
Yeah, Kanye was... What Kanye did yesterday was so outrageous, though, that for the very first time ever, Alex Jones was uncomfortable on the air with something that was said. I've never seen him like that before, Alex Jones. Why do you think... Let me ask you, why do you think Milo, Alex Jones, and Loomer are associating with Kanye right now?
I wonder if he's trying to get more attention, because every time he starts talking, Alex Jones, he'll say, "Oh, we're having a sale on vitamins this week. You better get them before they're out." That type of thing. got tired of that. He was always hawking this stuff.
Well, that's called commercials. We do commercials. That's what this is about. We're just filler between the commercials. Well, no, but when you see what I think what's going on here, you got Loomer, Milo, Alex Jones, and Fuentes. All four of them have been canceled from every platform in existence. That's except True Social, and I think it's a publicity stunt, and I think they made I think mistakes were made. I don't think they. I just think that's wrong. I think that's wrong. I just I don't think most people probably have not come into contact with Nazis or Klansmen. And I'm sad to tell you that on more than one occasion in my life I have. The last time was at the grocery store. I was at the grocery store buying milk. It's crazy, right here in Florida. And there was a guy who was also putting milk in his cart, and he had a T-shirt on it. It had the Ku Klux Klan logo on it, and it was faded. Like, this guy had worn it hard. It was a Klansman T-shirt. And it said underneath, Knights of the Ku Klux Klan. I was like, and I got like goosebumps. I thought it was creeped out. It was really freaky. Really was upsetting to be around that. It's not the only time I've been in contact with people like that. Sometimes because of the line of work I've been in my whole life, broadcasting, but it's not cute. It's not funny, and it's a terrible thing. And there's probably very few people in this audience that don't have someone in their family. Maybe you never knew them. Maybe they died before you were born, but who lost their life or were affected by the Second World War. And saying the things that he said yesterday about Hitler it's not cute, it's not funny, and it's god awful, in my opinion. And I think that's a mainstream thought.
I know Hitler not only wanted to
Michael, you served the Monkees.
He wanted to get rid of anyone.
I'll tell you my Mickey Dolenz story during the break if you
My
want me.
mother told me when I was growing up.
Yeah.
He made it quite clear to me that Hitler was really a bad.
There's not even words to describe, and now, but the other thing though, forgetting about that, I know how can you forget about it? He's severely mentally ill, and he's suffering. This is like when Britney Spears shaved her head, times 1,000, and to take somebody who's going through a mental break like he is doing and exploit it for views and attention and clicks. I just don't. I don't have respect for that, and it's upsetting to me that this, and I'm sure the Kardashian family have been through a lot with this guy, but Kim Kardashian has kids with him. Somebody needs to do an intervention. He needs, in my opinion, which is a layman's opinion, he needs to be committed.
That really scares me that there's people out there like that, and the attention. That's what mentally disturbed people. Mm-hmm. My former wife.
Well, listen, I gotta run for the break, but thanks for the call. Callers on hold, stand by. One opening at 1-888-GO Kane 1-888-465-2631. Back right after this. For the break, but thanks for the call. Callers on hold, stand by. One opening at 1-888-GO. Yeah, I'm glad everyone's agreeing with me. 2631. Back right after this.
Hard truth. Delivered morning 6 to 9 right here on The Steve Kane Show on Oldies 95.3 and 96.9.
Oh boy.
All of South Florida, Wings Plus in Coral Springs. Wings just the way you like them.
Oh, okay, so Michael, he was talking about the Monkees. He says, when I was a server back in 2009-2010, I served dinner to the band The Monkees. Had no clue who they were when I served them. I had to look them up when I got off work. Very down-to-earth gentleman. Okay. I had a run-in with Mickey Dolenz, who's the front man of The Monkees, right? He's the main guy. Some of you may have heard me talk about this. I was young. I was like 21, 22. And there was this nightclub here in Fort Lauderdale called Baja Beach Club, and it was one of the biggest nightclubs you've ever been to. And they had girls in not thong, in string bikinis, standing on inside buckets of beer that would sell you beer. And I was sitting at the bar with my friend John, and he said, "That's Mickey Dolenz back there talking to that girl buying the beer." And we only saw the back of his head, and I said, "Yeah, that's Mickey Dolenz." And I said, "Well, I'm going to go meet him." So I went up to meet him, and he was a total scummy guy. So I'm behind Mickey Dolenz. I'm ready to order a beer, and then this girl is a beautiful girl, string bikini. The string went like here, and then here, and then there. I mean, that was it. And he says, "Oh, you can serve him." And he says to me, but I heard him he was trying to pick her up, and he was drunk, and he was saying things that were pretty offensive. I don't remember exactly what they were, but it was not something you say to a lady. And I was pretty put off by it. And then and I said to him, so then okay, do I got time to talk? So I said to Mickey Dolenz, because I was like, this guy's being a jerk, so I'm going to do an intervention here with this girl who wants nothing to do with this scummy guy. So I said, well, I thought to myself real quick, well, what can I do to break this? And so then I go, Mickey Dolenz. I said, "Oh man, Mickey Dolenz, I'm a big fan of the Monkees." And he's like, "Oh, thank you, thank you." And I said, "You guys are amazing." I said, "It is amazing that you have such a hit band when none of you can play instruments." And he got pissed. He says, "That's not true. That's a lie. We can play instruments." And he was livid over this. And he left the girl alone, and I went back to my friend and told him the story. In more detail, because it had just happened. And they learned to play instruments later on, I've read, but they didn't play instruments when they... I know, isn't that crazy? Mickey Dolenz. Now, let me ask you this. Here's a trivia question on the Monkees. They did a movie. What was the name of the movie starring the Monkees? And who was the writer of the movie? Trivia question. The name of the movie and who wrote the screenplay. All right, welcome back, everyone. I'm Brian Craig. It's the Steve Kane Show, Florida's longest running radio show. Oh, man, on the radio since 1977. Callers on hold, stand by. Now, of course, it is Christmas shopping season, people, and there's no better place to do your Christmas shopping than MyPillow.com. And when you use our promo code Kane at checkout, there are just huge savings. Go to MyPillow.com, click on the radio listener specials. You can actually save up to 80% off. That's right, 80. You can save up to 80% off. And by the way, the children's Bible story pillows, which are beautiful, 50% off. Great for the kids and grandkids. 50% off with our promo code Kane. The Bible story throw blankets, great for the kids and grandkids as well. 30% off with the promo code Kane. The MyPillow that started it all, MyPillow, I've had for years, paid $65 for it. Now, you can get it for just $19.98 with our promo code Kane at checkout, Kane. So yeah, this is great. You know, you can get a lot of those. My wife and I give MyPillows away as gifts. People love them. The 6-piece MyPillow towel set, which I dried my body off with this morning, 55% off, just $39.98 with our promo code Kane at checkout. There's many, many other specials there, and you can take advantage of all of them with our promo code Kane at checkout, Kane. Again, save as much as 80% off. You can also order by phone, toll-free, 1-800-716-4879. 1-800-716-4879, promo code Kane, Kane. All right, there's only one opening on our board. 1-888-GO. Kane 1 is the number. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hi, good morning. My name is Maria. I'm from Florida.
Hey, Maria.
Yes, I wanted personally, that's why I stayed on the phone so long. I wanted personally to tell you, do not, at any circumstance, have him on the radio show or even have any time to, talk with him, because what I can tell you about him, he is truly mentally ill, but it's worse than that because I have a son. He was born with the illness, and I had to deal with that from his whole childhood life. And I couldn't deal with it. And now he does not have a relationship because he's so mentally ill. He jumps off the handle whenever he feels like it. And that's what they do. They have no control.
Well, and I'll tell you what I see with Kanye. You know, Whitney Houston, who was very talented and very beautiful, and you know, she had a lot of problems, and no one intervened because she was rich and famous. I remember the first time I saw Whitney Houston, she was on Solid Gold. Remember Solid Gold? And they introduced her. Coming up, Dionne Warwick's niece will be joining us. Her name's Whitney, and she'll be singing a song. I mean, you know, and Whitney Houston is dead today because people were exploiting her because she was rich and famous. And she's dead because of it. And Kanye, maybe it's impossible to do an intervention on someone like Kanye. I don't know. But he needs to be committed to a mental health facility. I'm here to tell you, he needs to be committed to a mental health facility. And these exploiters out there are doing a serious disservice to him and really to society, frankly.
Yeah, he's really taking the airway and taking all the information that people want to hear about what's going on in our government. And it seems like it's like a disease is spreading everywhere. And he do need to be in a mental institute somewhere where he can get the treatment because that's the only thing for him right now. If he's on this way, he's going to hurt a lot.
Well, what do you think about these people that are hanging around him right now? These canceled celebrities, Alex Jones, Milo, hanging around him. What are your thoughts on that?
They need to get away from him. They need to get away from him, and they need.
Well, he needs to get away from them. You know, he has these people that are exploiting him who don't care about him. They just want everyone to know about them.
His brother now. Is there any way they can come in?
Kanye West, I didn't even know he has a... You know, I don't know much about Kanye West. If you played one of his songs, I wouldn't even know it. I don't even know if I've ever heard one of his songs. I don't know. You know, all I know are these crazy things from time to time that he's in the news for. Yeah, so you don't... So you say we should not have him on. I agree with that. I mean, there's just no way.
I deal with somebody like that. You don't listen. You don't want to even cross that bridge because you cross that bridge. That's not only your reputation. That's everything. All your, everybody that comes. It will destroy. It will destroy you.
Well, the people that are using him. If you think about it, the people that are using Kanye West, except Tim Pool was a different thing. I don't know about that, but. The other 4 of the 5, there's 5 people that have been dealing with him this week. The other 4 people have nothing to lose. They've been canceled from everything. Alex Jones has like that $1 billion settlement against these are people that have nothing to lose, that are exploiting a mentally ill man who's saying terrible anti-Semitic things that. And not just, it's beyond anti-Semitism at this point, and there's no question it's anti-Semitic now. People can try to defend that DEFCON tweet, but what he said yesterday, it's beyond anti-Semitic because Hitler killed people that were not Jews too.
What my understanding, I don't understand how Alex Jones can even bring him on this.
Attention.
Exactly. He already got baggage problems as it is. Why would you entertain that kind of stuff?
He had him on for the same reason that he wound up in court over that Sandy Hook stuff. You know, attention, money, fame, clicks, hits, likes, retweet, all that stuff. The story that there's no such thing as bad publicity is a lie. Believe me, go talk to O.J. Simpson. Now.
Your reputation, if you even entertain somebody that got anti-Semitic, that will destroy you within.
That's right.
Never have an outside friendship. Even your friends will walk away from you, deny you. You crazy. You doing that kind of stuff. We don't want to be around that.
Yep.
Saying you made the right decision is a big no. It's not even in the conversation. I know Steve feel the same way.
Yeah. All right. Well, Maria, I appreciate the call. Thanks so much. You're on the radio. What's your name? Where are you calling from? Good morning. Once, twice. All right. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Mark in Billings, Montana.
Hey, Mark. What's up?
I totally agree with you 100%. But I think what would be good for him is like if he got away from everything for 1 year with good professional help and the support of a good church, he might really come out way ahead.
Yeah. You know, celebrities find themselves in this way. You know, the great John Belushi. You know, here was John Belushi who suffered from addiction. And what happened? People around him provided him with drugs, and look what happened. He's dead. You look at so many celebrities that are no longer with us. They were surrounded by enablers for whatever reason, an entourage, that used them for money or something else. And they end up not well. And Kanye is in that position right now. The only show he really should be on would be Dr. Phil, and Dr. Phil should invite him on as a trap, not to make a television show, but to commit him to a mental health facility.
What I would like to see is Kanye reaching out to Mike Lindell where he came from.
Yeah.
Mike was at rock.
Well, his problem, Kanye's problem is not drug addiction. Kanye's problem is, from what I've heard him say in the past, is he's not taking the medications prescribed to him for his mental health.
Go through that with breakups and not being around their kids. So.
All right. Well, thanks a lot for Billings, Montana. Take care. You're on the radio. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Good morning.
Yeah, you're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hey, Brian, this is Terry up in Claremont.
Hey, Terry.
Right now, there's no way I'd have Kanye on because he's just too toxic to you and your show, and he could damage your reputation. But maybe you could get Laura on and get some background.
I'm not going to... I just found out about this with Loomer right before I went on the air on my way in this morning. So I'm not going to have her on. I'm not going to have her on without talking to her first, because I got to find out what's going on. If I find out that she's trying to get him help, that's a whole nother thing. Milo and Fuentes and Alex Jones are not trying to get him help, and that goes for Tim Pool too. I saw some video that Tim Pool released that was behind the scenes and everything yesterday. Tim's more concerned that people are going to find out he's bald underneath his cap than helping Kanye. It's a lot of exploitation going on here, and it's upsetting to me.
Yeah, because maybe Laura needs to stay away from him too.
Well, she might, if she's reaching out to try to get him help. That's different.
After you have a talk with Laura, maybe you two get together, and then some way after he has some help, reach out to Kanye, and Laura can help him.
Yeah. Yeah, he definitely needs help. Yeah, he definitely needs help.
If he could find a landing pad through you and your show.
See, I know. I'm not going to reveal too much here, but I know quite a bit about mental health issues, like very specifically what Kanye deals with, because I have a family member who has that problem, and they're fine and they take the medication and everything. But I have someone in my family who suffered with that their entire life, and I know what would happen if they didn't take their medicines, and I know what would happen to people that tried to exploit my family member if they were having a mental break and they weren't taking their medications. And what's going on here with Kanye, with Alex Jones and these others, is just wrong. That show yesterday was wrong. Hey, I got to run for the break. Thanks for the call. Callers on hold, stand by. My name is Brian. It's the Steve Kane Show, Florida's longest running radio show on the radio since 1977. We'll take our top of the hour break, come back with more calls after this. My name's Brian. It's the Steve Kane Show. Okay. Oh, I got another Monkees. Got another Monkees trivia question. Okay? We were talking about the Monkees during the last break, right? One of the Monkees, see if you know the answer to this question. One of the Monkees, Michael, $5 super chat. Dr. Drew and Dr. Phil, that's right. One of the Monkees is very wealthy because a family member invented something. Which Monkee is rich because of a family member's invention? Who was the member of their family and what did they invent? Yes, Whiteout. That's right. Nesmith, his mother, invented Whiteout, which probably isn't selling too much these days. That's correct. No. Michael Nesmith. Liquid paper, Whiteout. That's correct. Okay. Here's another one. Here's my last bit of trivia for the Monkees. Nesmith produced one of my favorite movies. Does anyone know what movie? It's one of my favorite movies. In fact, I'm going to buy this movie over the weekend and watch it. I bet my wife's never seen it. What movie did Nesmith produce? No Googling. What's the name of the movie and who stars in it? Ah. Nesmith from the Monkees produced a movie. The name of the movie and who starred in it. I know too much about the Monkees, don't I? Please don't Google. Yeah. So did the person who starred in this movie. They're no longer with us. I believe they passed recently, too. No one knows that one. Wow. Shock. Not Spaceballs. Want me to tell you? Yes, should I tell you guys? No Googling. Yep. On Golden Pond, no. No, it's one of my favorite movies. No one's heard of this movie. The movie is called Time Rider, and it stars Fred Ward. Time Rider with Fred Ward. He's a cross-country motorcycle rider. He rides in competitions and races across the desert, the Baja, whatever they call it. And, Time Rider. And he gets transported back in time to the Old West. Peter Coyote's in the movie. And he's in the Old West with gunfighters and everything on his motorcycle. And he he meets a woman that he has sex with, and he finds out when he goes back into the future that he's his own grandfather. It's kind of sick. Fred Ward. Yeah, he's his own grandfather. That's all I know about the Monkees. I don't. All right, welcome back, everyone. I'm Brian. It's the Steve Kane Show, Florida's longest-running radio show. The conversations off the air, guys, that we don't have on the air. You miss out on a lot of stuff. All right, welcome back, everyone. By the way, every day at noontime on our radio stations, Christmas music's now playing, guys. All right, all the way through Christmas, so make sure you check that out. Every day at noon on all of our radio stations, Christmas music. All right, our number 1-888-GO-CANE-1. I'll just recap what I was talking about in the first hour, and there are other things that I'm going to bring up. Now, of course, Fridays is open phones. We call it Open MAGA Mike Friday. Anything and everything you have on your mind is fair game on Fridays, not just the topics that Steve and I bring up, okay? But we still bring up some topics and would like to hear your opinions on this, on the topics that we bring up. But the one I was talking about in the last hour involved this Kanye appearance on Alex Jones. And during that, Alex Jones, Kanye West, insane, sick, twisted show yesterday, Laura Loomer was communicating with Kanye, text messaging him during the show. And I get a lot of you guys know I've been friends with Laura Loomer for quite a while. And it was reported she was on the show over the phone. And I was telling you guys that because of the Laura Loomer connection, that means I'm, one degree of separation away from Kanye, and we could probably arrange having him on the program. And I was asking people to call in and give their opinion as to whether or not we should do that. I said my thought was no. One, because we're not going to exploit a mentally ill person. and these terrible things he was saying about Adolf Hitler yesterday, I just don't see us entertaining that kind of discussion on this program. So I'll continue to take calls on that, but I do have other things I'm going to bring up. There's only one opening on our board at 1-888-GO, Kane, 1-888-465-2631. You're on the radio. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Good morning. It's Jim in Cincinnati. I've called a few times. Wanted to touch base with you real quick about the bipolar.
Mm-hmm.
His medicine, from what I understood, was lithium, something I'm very familiar with. When I was young, I was prescribed it for the same thing, and ultimately, it caused sterilization. I mean, it's a very powerful.
Well, a lot of guys that are prescribed medications for mental illnesses do not take them because it causes erectile dysfunction. They can't perform, so they don't take their medications. Yeah.
Natural child like that. I adopted mine like you.
Well, that's still a natural child. You know, when you adopt, the child's still a natural child. You know, they're not unnatural.
Yeah, but
Yeah, that's how you talk about your own child. Yeah, they're a natural child. Yeah, okay. Oh my goodness.
a guy, I wouldn't be here without him. But point being, lithium.
Well, I don't want to get into medical stuff because you're not a doctor. I'm not a doctor. Good morning. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hey, Brian. This is Joe from New Jersey.
Hey, Joe. You're on the air.
Oh, I'm sorry. I wanted to state that this Kanye West situation. Can we please? Can we also remember that Bernie Sanders said Fidel Castro did some good things once? Was he meant to?
Well, as bad, Fidel Castro. Well, can I answer the question, or do you want to cancel my answer? Fidel Castro was a terrible guy, but he was not Adolf Hitler.
He didn't murder thousands of people.
Hitler is responsible. Hitler, I don't know. Obviously, there's a lot of terrible people and dictators and mass murderers, but Hitler is responsible for the deaths of tens of millions.
Party supports Fidel Castro, which is an evil narco-trafficking terrorist who murders brutally his own people.
No, I'm not disagreeing. I'm not defending Castro, but Castro is the little leagues compared to Hitler.
I agree with you, but they're both evil, both of them, and they shouldn't be recognized for doing one good thing in life.
No, I agree. I agree with that. There's still communists running around. Yeah, I understand. All right, take care. But you can't compare Castro to Hitler. You can't do that. All right, you're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Teresa from Michigan.
Hey, Teresa.
Anybody, he's a pariah at this point, but let me explain something because I watched the whole show yesterday. Now, he said he was a babe in Christ and he believes he has to love everybody. This is where the I love Hitler thing came in.
No, that's nonsense. No, that's not true. I heard what he said about Hitler. He was crediting Hitler with inventions and all kinds of things. No, don't. That's not what he doesn't say. What you're talking about is you'll hear Christians say quite often, hate the sin, love the sinner. That's not what Kanye was doing. No, that's not what he was doing.
He explained he was a...
There's no explaining saying one good thing about Hitler. There's no explaining that.
He did murder millions of people. Hitler was an evil person, okay? So you don't break bread with evil, okay? Kanye, he's really lost it, and he's very upset because of his wife leaving him. That's it.
Well, the way he do you blame her? Look at him. Would you want him around your children?
We wanted Alex Jones put him on so he could have a platform so he could speak his truth.
No, that's not what Alex Jones was doing. Alex Jones had Kanye on for the same reason he does most of what he does. Attention. Publicity. So everyone's talking about him. He didn't have him on for any good reason. There's no good reason to have Kanye West on unless you're tricking him into an intervention.
At Mar-a-Lago, remember? And Trump was an honorable man.
That was before this massive break.
But he knew he was breaking that day when he asked him to be his running mate. Trump is going to be president.
All right. Okay. Oh. Okay, thanks for the call. Good morning. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hey, Brian, it's Jeff from Pearl Springs.
Hey, what's up?
And the thing that's interesting about this is I called 2 days ago and I said, you know, Donald Trump seeing him shows he was looking out for his friend. And I have a feeling that a lot of people know that Kanye's got this problem. Like when he did Tucker Show about a month and a half ago, you could tell that they had to do multiple takes of that because he probably said something that was kind of a little bit off. But it was when Tucker did an interview with him, it was great. It wasn't.
Well, yeah, but wait, okay, but this is I remember vaguely the Tucker interview. I saw some of it. The Tucker interview and the Mar-a-Lago moment is not where Kanye is now. Yesterday, he was in the Britney Spears shaving their head mode, right? He had that GIMP mask on, covering up his face and everything. I mean, this is a guy who, in the last few days, has taken a major mental decline. And why do you think Alex Jones had him on?
For viewership.
That's right. Yeah, terrible reasons. Terrible reasons.
And that's why I think Donald Trump probably saw him last week. He knows that the guy.
Yeah, but he wasn't this far gone then. He wasn't this far gone then.
Yeah. But he's always been kind of out there because if you watch the Tucker thing, it had to have been videotaped in multiple.
Let me tell you that and I don't know how many of you will get this reference. Kanye West is in a leaving Las Vegas moment right now. And if you guys remember that Nick Cage movie, okay, he is in a leaving Las Vegas place right now. What he is doing, no good is going to come out, and every time we see him, he's further lost. If he went to Mar-a-Lago like he was yesterday with the GIMP mask on and everything, he wouldn't have left like he did. President Trump would have gotten him help. All right. It is unfortunate. Thanks for the call. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Indiana.
Hey, Michael. Go ahead.
Michael, Indiana.
Yeah, you've got you got to turn off the device you're listening to me on in the background because the delay is why you're off. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I did that. I'm sorry about that. But yeah, I do feel bad for Kanye because like he's famous at being famous, and then when people pull him on and they bring down his downfalls, it's kind of sad. And Hitler only didn't, like, what was it, 10 million?
Oh, more. I mean, tens of millions. Everybody that died in World War II was dead because of Hitler. You know, come on. It was a global conflict that he caused.
What about the Jewish? When they turned on Russia, man, they killed how many?
Oh, over 30 million Russians died in the war, probably. Yeah.
That's sad, ain't it?
Well, of course.
I just want to give my 2 cents.
Okay, well, hey, listen, we got to run for a break, but thanks for the call. All right, callers on hold, stand by. It's the Steve Kane Show. I'm Brian. This is Florida's longest-running radio show on the radio since 1977. Our number toll-free, 1-888-GO-KANE-1, 888-465-2631. I will go back to the calls after the break, all right? I know some of you have been holding on for quite some time. The phones have been very busy today. We'll take that break. We'll come back. I'm Brian. Don't go anywhere. Back after this quick break. All right? I know some of you have been holding on for quite some time. The phones have been very busy today. We'll take that break. We'll come back. I'm Brian. Don't go anywhere. Back after this quick break.
Wake up and smell the truth. The Steve Kane Show with Brian Craig. Morning 6 to 9 on Oldies 95.3 and 96.9.
An honest auto mechanic, you probably don't think they exist, but one does. Eddie at Champagne Automotive Repair in Boca will never do a repair on your vehicle that your vehicle doesn't need. He works on all makes and models, new, old, classic cars, even hybrids. Champagne Automotive Repair is the official mechanic of the Steve Kane Show. Call 561-245-8101. 561-245-8101. And make sure you tell him you heard about him on the Steve Kane Show.
Halloween is over, but Costume World is gearing up for the holidays and has you covered. Maybe you want to dress up as Santa this year. make sure they go to Costume World first. Perhaps you've got some elf to dress, or you've decided to be the Grinch this holiday season. Costume World has everything you need for all your costume needs. Halloween may be over, but there's always opportunities to dress up. And when you think dress up, think Costume World. Costume World, 2313.
What is the name? My mind just went blank. What's the name of that? Okay, never mind. Just remembered. I got to write it down.
But the biggest pain is the cost. Not with Dr. Gupta at Brighton Dental Care. The dental work is painless, and the prices are painless too. Call today, 954-922-4633. 954-922-4633. That's 954-922-4633. BrightonDentalCare.com.
I don't want to bring him on. I said I'm not going to.
You want straight talk, the facts about a gold fix.
I said I'm not going to bring him on. I started with that. I'm not teasing the audience that I'm doing a poll.
Orgovix is a different kind of androgen deprivation therapy treatment, a pill, not an injection. Orgovix may cause serious side effects, including a heart condition called QT prolongation. Tell your doctor right away if you feel dizzy, faint, have a racing or pounding heart, or chest pain. Orgovix can cause harm to an unborn baby or miscarriage. Use birth control during treatment and for 2 weeks after Orgovix treatment. The most common side effects include high flush, increased blood sugar and blood fat levels, muscle and joint pain, decreased blood hemoglobin levels, increased liver enzymes, tiredness, constipation, and diarrhea. Other side effects include weight gain, decreased sex drive, and erectile function problems. Orgovix may cause infertility. Talk to your doctor if infertility is a concern for you.
Go with a Goldfix. Ask your doctor. For more facts, visit gowiththefacts.com.
It's hurricane season, and if you have a wet spot on your ceiling, you have a leak in your roof. When we had a leak in our roof at the Kane household, we called Tom Laporta. He's the best in the business. Remember, small leaks turn into medium leaks, and medium leaks turn into big problems.
Ain't that the truth?
Licensed contractor Tom Laporta for a free roof inspection. 954-604-46.
I have a Trumpy bear. Real men have Trumpy bears.
Just 60 seconds and you'll be racing for the phone. 888.
Wow, Bruce, that's awesome.
This is the Steve Kane Show with Brian Craig.
All right, welcome back, everyone. Only one opening on our very busy phone board today. My name is Brian Craig. You're listening to the Steve Kane Show, Florida's longest-running radio show, on the radio since 1977. Callers on hold, stand by. We'll go back to our very busy phone lines in just a moment. You know, it is Christmas time, holiday season. What does that mean? Christmas parties. It also means seeing friends and relatives and family members. Well, I guess relatives and family members are the same thing, but you know what I mean? You're going to see people during the holiday period, which is Christmas, holiday, the Jewish holidays, New Year's, that you may only see once a year, or maybe you haven't seen in many, many years. And let's face it, you don't look like you did last year or the year before. You want to look your best. I want to tell you guys, just a great opportunity for you to look like you did years ago at your Christmas party, your New Year's party, or just getting together with family members you haven't seen. Any lab test now of Boca, which has been with us here as a sponsor of the Steve Kane Show for many, many years, has expanded. Any lab test now of Boca right next door has expanded to Forever Youth. And they have everything you need to look and feel great, including their Cool Sculpting Elite. This is absolutely amazing. Now, I know some others around town, you may hear talk about Cool Sculpting, but at Forever Youth, their Cool Sculpting Elite is FDA approved. The others, they're not. Theirs is FDA approved. And here's what it does. Listen to this. It permanently freezes away fat cells. It's non-invasive fat removal with zero downtime. It does what liposuction does without the procedure. Have you ever seen liposuction done? I've seen it online. It is an intense procedure. If you saw a video online of someone having liposuction, you would never do it. It is medieval. And what the Cool Sculpting Elite does is that, but without all of that invasive surgery. It just freezes those fat cells. And they call it sculpting because they're sculpting your body to look the way that you want it to look. That's right. And by the way, it works on belly fat, you know, on your stomach and your waistline, fat on your arms, fat on your back, your neck and chin area. It works on all of those things. It's absolutely amazing. Now, they have a lot of other things too that we'll talk about later, but that Cool Sculpting Elite is amazing. Look the way that you want to look. Look great when you get together with your friends and family this holiday season. You can give them a call. They're right next door to Any Lab Test Now of Boca. 561-717-8081. 561-717-8081. You can also find them online at foreveryouthboca.com. Oh, I left out the best part. 20% off when you mention that you heard about them on the radio. 561-717-8081. All right, only one opening on our board. Let's go. You're on the radio. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Tommy from Boca.
All right, Boca. Good morning.
Good morning. I want to go a little bit to the right field instead of Kanye. Our government just passed a bill that's going to give the illegals $450,000 each. Now, that's more than some people pay in taxes in their whole life. So, what's going on in our...
Oh, that's obvious. Okay, this is what's going on. Okay. They're passing a lot of things right now, right? They're passing more Ukraine relief. They've got this bill they're ramming through on the railroad strike, too. Why are they passing all these bills right now? Why do you think?
Because it's Democratic right now. Everything's...
Yeah, okay, and let me be more specific. Come January 3rd, the Republicans take over the House, and a lot of people don't realize this. The House of Representatives is the most powerful of the two houses of Congress because the House controls the money, controls the Treasury. They often, you'll hear people say, the House controls the purse strings. Okay, and these Democrats only have, and Congress is not going to be in session much longer because of its holiday season. So they only have a few days to steal as much money from the United States Treasury to give to themselves, their family members, and their donors. So there's a lot, like this rail strike, a lot of people are saying, oh, they let Biden off the hook. They should have let Biden negotiate this instead of this bill. No. They sent the bill because the bills are filled with those earmarks for themselves and their donors. So it's theft. Oh, that's why all these things are being passed now.
All right.
Yeah, I know. They're all crooks. Hey, thank you for your call. Yeah. You're on the radio. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Good morning, Conservative Doug.
Hey, Doug.
I'd like to ask. Somebody told me, I don't follow Kanye West that much, that he's paying $200,000 a month for child support.
Yeah, I think I read that somewhere, yeah.
No wonder he's not. My God.
Bruce, 10 gifted memberships. That's awesome. Thank you, Bruce, for doing that.
The guy is flipping out, I guess, and I certainly don't think...
Who won the new memberships?
A good guest on your show, for sure. Anyway, that gentleman that just called mentioned giving away money. I heard yesterday that California is now going to give $223,000 for relatives of...
Well, my daughter, my daughter's in California right now. And I was talking to my daughter on the phone yesterday afternoon, and I told her, I said, I think you might want to stay in California and not come home to Florida. And she said, why? And I said, well, Governor Newsom is giving out reparations, over $200,000 to black people in California for slavery. So maybe you should hang around in California and get some of that reparations money and then come back to Florida. Yeah.
No, man, one other thing I like...
By the way, not every black person is descendant of a slave, liberals. I know that Democrats racially stereotype everyone. Not every black person is descendant of a slave.
Yeah, we're all brothers, right? So maybe I'll go get my money too, go to California.
I don't know. I'm identifying as African American. Is that enough to give me the money if I identify as that?
Yeah, well, like I said, we're all brothers, man. So, the society is going crazy.
But I'll tell you something. I don't think that's going to happen, right? That's not going to happen. But if they did it, can you imagine if they gave what's the exact number? It's over 200,000. Let me.
$223,000.
Okay, so they're gonna. So Governor Newsom wants to give $220,000 cash to every black Californian for slave reparations. Okay, how smart is it to go? I know they call it South LA now, not South Central. They call it South LA, and it's a big deal. If you call it South Central, they get upset. I don't know why, but they do. At least on SWAT, I watch SWAT, and that comes up a lot. Do you think it's a good idea to give $220,000 to every black person in South Central Los Angeles? What do you think would happen with that money? Those lottery winnings.
Well, they're overtaking their drug. It'll be a terrible...
It'd be the biggest... Well, first off, you'd have so much crime going on because everyone would be loaded. There'd be more gang crime. The cartels would probably openly invade California. There would be more death and destruction in the state of California. You know, I had this conservative teacher in 8th grade, Mr. Wirtz. He's got to be long dead. And he was my 8th grade teacher here at New River Middle School in Fort Lauderdale. And he told us that old thing about how he would explain to us how communism doesn't work. He says if you gave everybody $50,000 in the country and you came back in a year, all the millionaires would be millionaires again. And all the poor people would be broke again. And that's just the way it works, you know. It's a stupid idea. All right, listen, I got to run for the break, but thanks for the call. Callers on hold, stand by. I'm Brian. It's the Steve Kane Show, Florida's longest running radio show. On the radio since 1977. If you're on hold, don't go anywhere. I got more to bring up, but it is open phones on Fridays. We call it Open MAGA Mike Friday. Anything and everything you have on your mind is fair game, not just the topics that we bring up. Steve Kane will be joining us at the top of the hour. 1-888-GO-KANE 1 888-465-2631. 888-465-2631. Back right after this break. Don't go anywhere. GO-KANE 1 888-465-2631. Yeah, the memberships are randomly awarded. That's how it works. All right, I'll be right back, guys. Oh, wow, Bruce gifted 10 more memberships. That's awesome. Thank you. Take advantage of those memberships. You got all those emojis? Be right back, guys. I'll be right back. Yeah, that's awesome, Bruce. Thanks so much. That was very kind of you. So let's see, if you're a new member, give us the some emojis, just the new members, so we can see who are the new members. Yeah, that was very nice of Bruce. Yeah, so this is supposed to be my last day in this studio, but I could end up being here for a few more days if the construction's not completed over the weekend. The construction's done. They're just working on some of the technicalities, like my delay is the thing that's most important, having the delay. So, but I made a YouTube video this morning that is showing the radio station now. But the radio station here now is all torn up. It's all torn up. There's very little of it left because they've been moving things out for weeks. And then, once I moved into the new place for a while, I'll make a YouTube video showing you the new place. It's supposed to be the last day, but I couldn't. I'm going to leave all my stuff here just in case. But unless I hear different, I'm going to the new locale in the morning. The only thing I'm going to take with me is my copybook where I have all my sponsor information. Yeah, it's all digital. The board has the same number of pots on it as this one, but it's only about this wide. Because it's all digital. This board here is like 3 feet long. This board here is at least 30 years old that I'm using now. No, I do not, Nicholas, since you asked. No one's ever asked me that before. No. I don't even have to think about it. No, I don't. But I'm not going to get specific. All right, here we go.
Local and in your face. The Steve Kane Show with Brian Gregg on Oldies 95.3 and 96.9.
All right, welcome back, everyone. I'm Brian. It's the Steve Kane Show, Florida's longest-running radio show on the radio since 1977. The phones have been very busy this morning, and some pretty good calls. And I'm very happy that everyone has agreed with me on this morning. And just to do a recap, I want to take 1 or 2 calls, and then I got some other topics I want to bring up. But Laura Loomer was communicating with Kanye through text message yesterday when he was on Alex Jones's show, and I just found out about this morning. And I was talking at the top of the 6 o'clock hour that I could probably get Kanye West scheduled here on the radio show through my contact with Laura Loomer. And I said right out the box, my gut instinct says no, that no good will come of it for the reasons I said. 1, I could not exploit a mentally ill person. And number 2, the things he said yesterday were some of the worst things I've ever heard an individual say. And he's being exploited by people that, in a word, have nothing to lose. Nothing to lose. Alex Jones, Milo, and Fuentes. I'm not sure what Laura Loomer was doing with him. I'm going to probably find out about that, as we all will. But I just don't see any good coming of it. So my instinct is no. I was trying to talk to Steve about it this morning. I couldn't get a hold of it. I just found out about this Loomer connection this morning on my way to the radio station. And I was trying to get a hold of Steve, but I couldn't get him on the phone this morning to talk to him about it. Steve Kane will be joining us at 8 o'clock, and I imagine he'll agree with me on this. But I don't know. We'll find out. And there's not been a single caller who's called in today who said anything other than no. The only way that I could see myself doing it is if it was a trick to get him committed to a mental health facility, because that's what he needs. All right, I'll take one or two more calls, then we'll get into some other topics. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hey, Brian, it's Dr. Lemansky.
Oh, hey, speak of the devil, mental health professionals. Yes, Dr. Lemansky. Well, maybe if I had you here and we could trick Kanye into coming in, we could grab him. So what are your thoughts on all of this?
Well,
let me do the proper introduction for people that are new to the program. Dr. Lemansky, Dr. Janae Lemansky, my therapist, Steve's therapist, and she's been on the radio many times. So she's a psychologist. All right, so go ahead.
Yes, I am a board licensed clinical psychologist, and I've worked in inpatient and outpatient psychiatric facilities. I've worked in Miami at Jackson Memorial Psychiatric Facilities for I did a 2-year residency over there. And Kanye West, as you say, it's true. He's mentally ill. He's diagnosed, and he's mentally ill. He's bipolar disorder. That's what they say. I haven't diagnosed him myself. With bipolar disorder, you can have psychotic features, right? So he lacks reality testing, okay? He's got disorganized thinking. He may even have delusions and hallucinations. So people are trying to rationalize, and he's evoking all these emotions from people like psychiatric patients do, not just Kanye West, but trying to rationalize it, and of course exploiting him and having him on interviews and talk shows. I mean, unless you're going to say this is what it sounds like to communicate with someone who's having a psychiatric episode, a psychotic episode because he's bipolar and obviously he's not taking his meds, then I would say, sure, you can have him on as long as you present it that way. But to think it's going to be a realistic and rational.
Well, he did something. Okay, now I don't know. Did you see any of the photographs of the Alex Jones interview? Okay, let me describe this, because he did I remember when Britney Spears shaved her head, people commented at the time that was an example, a woman shaving her head like that, of a mental break. Kanye, when he did this interview, had a hood completely covering his face, and where you couldn't see even his eyes. And he was saying things about, he was crediting Hitler with inventions and things like this, and then he even said at one point that he loves Hitler. And I'm looking at Alex Jones, who's got this $1 billion lawsuit against him, canceled everything. Milo Yiannopoulos, who's canceled from every platform, and then he's got this Nazi Holocaust denier traveling around. These are people that have nothing to lose, that are exploiting a mentally ill man that, to me, it just reminds me of where a lot of celebrities find themselves that have addiction, and they got all this entourage that are filling them up with heroin and cocaine to their death. I think things look. I'm not a doctor. This looks very dangerous for Kanye West.
Oh, it is very dangerous. This will not end well unless a proper intervention is made. I'm shocked that either the American Psychiatric Association or the Psychological Association hasn't somehow intervened and said, listen, he needs to be hospitalized. He needs to be maintained until he's stabilized, because we don't know he's not stable. What you just said about the hood, and he didn't want his eyes to be covered, that's very, very common behavior. I used to have patients that would come in when they were in some sort of psychotic episode. They would wear sunglasses the whole time.
Really? Why is that?
Because they felt that they were seeing things that weren't there, or that my eyes are trying to hurt them.
Wow.
For themselves, protect them in terms.
The way it's being described, that what he was wearing, since you didn't see it, a hood, It's a black hood that they call it the GIMP mask, from Pulp Fiction, where the guy had. It's not like that. It's almost like the hood. It was black, but it's like a hood you would see put over someone's head before a hanging. You couldn't see his mouth. You couldn't see any part of his face, and he did the entire interview like that. I've never seen any. I don't think it's cute or funny. I think these people are sick that are exploiting him. Well.
The way the world is going right now, it seems like anything goes, which is really scary and really terrible. And I see it with the Psychological Association as well.
Well, I'm glad you mentioned that, because in Florida we have this thing called a Baker Act, where anyone, and I've known this, I've had people in my family do this to people that they were not always related to. In the state of Florida, you can report someone and have them committed for 72 hours if they're a danger to themselves, and they're held 72 hours, they're locked up and go through a mental health evaluation. Outside of Florida, do things like this exist? Could like Kim Kardashian intervene and get him committed?
I believe that she can. It's not just Florida. I believe that she actually can do it, because what it is, did you talk about the Marksman Act?
I don't even know what that is.
So Florida is the one who established the Marksman Act. So that's where you commit somebody because they are acting in a certain way to get treatment. You know what I'm saying? Where they need some sort of proper treatment. Now, I'm thinking that it's also in other states that they may have this. I can't imagine that you cannot hospitalize someone who's dangerous to themselves or someone else.
See, this is very common with celebrities. You mostly see it with celebrities that are drug addicts, where people keep them drugged up. Like Elvis Presley. His entourage allowed the drug dealers in, or Whitney Houston, or people like this. I'm gonna reach out over the weekend to Laura Loomer and find what the hell her role is in this. Because, she was text messaging Kanye on his cell phone during this Alex Jones interview. What about all this praise of Hitler that's going on? How does that fit into his mental break?
Yeah, so there are certain types of psychotic episodes that people go through, and one of the common ones is to identify with, like, a persecutor, identify with some sort of Hitler type, identify with someone like this. It's extremely common. I have people that'll come in.
Youngerman's not calling in today.
They'll talk about
Youngerman is
all
not.
different types
So we'll do
of
that
terrorists and blow them up as if they're good.
Mm-hmm.
I will listen to them. So it's very common. He's having a psychotic episode, and he's definitely not taking his medication, and he's going to keep spewing stuff. But because he's a celebrity, they're allowing it to be seen and shown, which is insane. Listen, we have a lot of people untreated with psychiatric disorders that are walking around.
It's one of the biggest problems in our country.
Absolutely, and they're not taking better care of it. They're not putting more importance on mental health.
Well, we're up against the break, but and maybe I'm wrong about this, but you see this a lot in men, because if they take the medication, they can't perform sexually, and so the men don't take their medication, makes them impotent.
Correct. That's usually antidepressants, SSRIs, but what we're talking about is somebody who is seriously insignificant, should be in an inpatient hospital until he's stabilized.
Yeah. All right, Dr. Janae Lemaski, we got to run, but thanks for the call. All right, and maybe we'll keep in touch as this hole gets deeper. All right, take care. Thanks so much. All right, we'll take a quick break and be right back.
Absolutely. I will let you know anything else that I can give some important feedback on.
All right, take care. Thanks so much. All right, we'll take a quick break and be right back.
They're the most polarizing talk show hosts in all of South Florida. The Steve Kane Show with Brian Craig. Mornings 6 to 9 on Oldies 95.3 and 96.9.
All right, and it's time to check in with attorney Barry Siegel from the Siegel Law Group. Barry Siegel, good morning.
Good morning. How are you today?
I'm doing all right. What do you have for us this morning?
Here we are in December already, and you know, at the beginning of the year, we all did our New Year's resolutions, and we're going to start hearing about New Year's resolutions again. But for many of us, we haven't done the New Year's resolutions we had for this year. So what I would suggest, especially for something as important as taking care of your family and making sure you don't leave a mess behind for people that you leave behind, that take care of your New Year's resolution from this year and make it an end of the year resolution to make sure that you either update your plan, have it reviewed, or do one. So for those who don't have a plan, make sure that you do what's necessary to start the process to make sure that you take care of your family, make sure that the people that you want to take care of are cared for, the people who you want to leave out are left out, and you'd be surprised if you listen before, you've talked to us, and you've heard us talk about the bloodline planning, people can become heirs of your estate, people can become beneficiaries without the intention of leaving assets to them because of things like divorces and people dying in the wrong order. So it's very important to make sure that you have a plan that works, and that's what our goal is at the Siegel Law.
And crazy things happen, like there are times when ex-wives get an inheritance, right?
That happened before. I mean, there's one particular case that comes to mind right now. They were going through a horrible, nasty divorce, and the husband passed away during the divorce. They did not change their estate planning. A lot of people wait until the divorce is final, and I suggest if people are going through a divorce, that's when they should be getting estate planning changed. And the wife ended up getting everything, and that would have been the last thing that the husband would have wanted.
Yeah, wow, that's crazy. Well, listen, avoid all these things. Call attorney Barry Siegel at the Siegel Law Group. And by the way, Barry has offices throughout Dade, Broward, and Palm Beach County, but no matter where you are in the state of Florida, the Siegel Law Group can help. Online at SiegelLawGroup.com or give him a call toll-free, 855-FLA-3782. 855-FLA-3782. All right, attorney Barry Siegel, we'll talk next week.
All right.
All right, back after this.
Harder than 95,000 millimeters.
All right, welcome back, everyone. I'm Brian. It is the Steve Kane Radio Show, Florida's longest-running radio show. On the radio since 1977. Have you called Sloman's to get your free doorbell camera yet? You guys, you need to do this. What a great opportunity to get a free doorbell camera. When you call Sloman's, I'm going to give you the number in just a moment. They'll tell you how you can get a free doorbell camera. I love having that camera. It's amazing. You can see what's going on all the time right outside your door. And in this day and age, how many of you have everything delivered? Amazon. We don't even go Christmas shopping really too much. We do everything through Amazon. Or, we, don't you guys? Amazon. We don't even go grocery shopping. We use the Instacart. And it's so nice. We get a notification when they're there. We can see who's at the door and know when it's okay to open, which is when they leave. It's very convenient. And, of course, it's hooked up to the alarm system and everything else. You have high-definition recording of all the activity that's going on at your door. There's even night vision. You get a notification when there's movement at your door, no matter where you are. There's two-way communication. It's absolutely amazing. It will change your life, and it's very convenient. And it's really a lot of fun, too, to tell you the truth. I enjoy having it. Give them a call. Make sure you tell them you heard about them on the radio, and they'll tell you how you can get a free doorbell camera. 833-283-5050. 833-283-5050. 833-283-5050. All right. So before I go back to the phones, I do want to mention this. I can get your thoughts on this. By the way, Steve Kane will be joining us at the top of the hour. Elon Musk has suspended Kanye from Twitter. I was up against the break, and I would have brought this up with Dr. Lemasky, because what he did was insane. Elon Musk suspends Kanye West from Twitter for sharing a picture of a swastika inside a Star of David as his presidential campaign symbol. Wow. And then there was some text messages between Elon and Kanye Kanye shared them. Elon Musk suspended Kanye West from Twitter last night. Sorry, but you have gone too far. This is not love, Musk wrote in a text message to Kanye. It followed Kanye's wild meltdown on Alex Jones' program hours earlier, where Kanye professed his love for the Nazis and admiration of Hitler. Wow. This is just... maybe Elon Musk could intervene. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from? Barbara in Baltimore. Welcome.
You did talk about it earlier this week when I was able to catch your show. Kanye does have the mental problem. The doctor that was on, I'm not a doctor, but I was involved in counseling, and I was a psych major, so I had an internship. But I have been close around bipolar people. And Kanye, his background is not one of stability, never has been, in my opinion. And he also doesn't have close relatives. I read that his relatives, that it says aunts, uncles, and cousins. So I don't think he knows the father.
Well, the first time I heard Kanye West's name, if I remember, his mother died during a cosmetic surgery or something many years ago. That was the first time I heard of him.
Exactly, and I think he has guilt about that. A lot of people don't know the story of what happened to his mother, and this was after he was able to capture his idol, Kim Kardashian.
Wow, Bruce, thanks so much.
She was a chunky lady, you know, but I mean, put her around all these glamorous women, and she had head-to-toe surgery. Not head-to-toe, but she had facelift, bust, you know, the whole trunk, which is a breast lift, tummy tuck, and you get liposuction.
Well, so what are your thoughts on the whole thing?
Off the edge.
What do you think about Let me ask you. What do you think about my thoughts? I told you, because of this Loomer connection. It was reported that Laura Loomer, a friend of mine, was texting Kanye during the Alex Jones interview, and Alex Jones said, "Who are you texting with?" He said, "Laura Loomer." And, through Laura Loomer, we could probably have Kanye on the program. My instinct says, no, we should not do that. What do you think?
My instinct would be no. Kanye, that doctor is absolutely correct. He has guilt about his mom.
Bruce, thank you so much for all those gifts that you've given this morning.
Kim Kardashian has dumped him. He's on medication. He can't perform. She's sleeping with other men. He has gone off the edge. And in fact, I asked my son the other day, I said, do you know whether or not Kanye is on suicide watch? He's operating like someone very capable of hurting.
Well, and he's got these, these people around him. Okay, that Alex Jones show yesterday, he's got Milo Yiannopoulos with him, canceled from every platform there is. He's got that Fuentes Holocaust denier on, and Sebastian Gorka tweeted some videos of Fuentes, right? And he is a Holocaust denier and an anti-Semite. So he's got Alex Jones, who's canceled and losing everything with this lawsuit. He is surrounded by people that have nothing to lose, who have already lost everything, that are exploiting him for personal publicity stunts.
There you go. He's the ticket. He is the ticket. And Kanye, isn't Kanye in the billion?
Kanye West is a billionaire, yes. At least he used to be.
That takes everything, and bringing it back to the personal connection, not having, right now, he needs his mother more than anyone else.
Well, she's gone. Elon Musk is one of the few people who could probably intervene. He has his phone number. They were text messaging. Elon Musk might be able to do an intervention.
Well, he needs to get on his meds and get himself together. But he has a problem, and it is real, and he's got people around him who are absolutely taking advantage of him, because right now he's like manic. He's manic. What he's doing now is...
Well, Dr. Lemaski said this is, the way things are going, this will not end well. Kim Kardashian should go into hiding with her kids.
I told my son that. I said she should not have him around the children without.
Well, I saw how she dealt with this. I saw a story with her. She's putting more half-naked photographs of herself online. That's how she's dealing with this, yeah.
What she's doing is that's taking him even farther over the edge. And I'm telling you, he's a danger to himself.
What flipped Kanye's downfall began when Kim Kardashian was publicly having sex with that guy from Saturday Night Live, Pete Davidson. And what had happened was there was, the Kardashians have a reality show. And I watched the first episode of it this season. Kanye was in it. And he actually bought the masters and rights to that porno movie that she did that made her famous so that it could be destroyed. Yeah, so their children wouldn't see it. And he was together. And then there's another scene in that show where she gets into the shower and asks Pete Davidson to join her in the shower. That thing with Pete, the idea that, he was chasing Kim Kardashian for years. Okay, he was after her for years. It was an obsession with him, and her having sex with other men so publicly is what began his spiral. I'm not blaming her, but, look at her. She's famous. Why? Because her husband, Kim Kardashian is famous for two reasons, right? The porno movie's the second one, but the thing that really made her famous was that her father helped O.J. Simpson get away with killing Ron and Nicole, right? He was the attorney. Kardashian, Robert Kardashian from the Dream Team is her dad.
Oh my! I didn't put that connection together.
And a lot of people think he disposed of the murder weapon when O.J. came back to L.A. from Chicago.
Oh wow! Well, that adds another thing to that. But
these are scummy people.
And it's unfortunate for him. That was his obsession, and his mother died because she tried to look like them. No mind would have surgery from your face to your knee, everything. And she died from dehydration shortly after. I thought this.
Wow. Well, listen, thanks for the call. All right. Good morning. You're on the radio. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Yes, hi, good morning. This is Rob from Cold Spring.
Hey, Rob.
Yes, comment about Kanye situation. We all know that Kanye is suffering from mental situation. But my thing is, why is it that we all know that the Jewish community controls a large portion of the music industry?
Oh my gosh. I'm not going to hear out. No, I'm not going to hear out I am not going to hear out anti-Semitism. See, that's what I'm talking about. No. This isn't the Alex Jones show where we let anti-Semites come on the air and spread anti-Semitism to try to get attention. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hey, good morning, Brian. It's Greg.
Hey, Greg, too. What's up?
Greg for DeSantis. And this just, like I said, I know you will never even say anything.
You got to get on the, you got to get closer to the phone. You're too far away from the speaker.
This underscores.
Can you pick, Greg, I really want to talk to you. Can you pick up the phone?
I am on the phone.
You're on a speakerphone. Or on a Bluetooth. Oh, okay. Call me back. Okay. I would not normally do that, but Greg, too, I will do that for Greg, too. All right, you're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hey, this is Randall from Tampa.
Hey, Randall.
Hey, what's going on? This is kind of really sad about Kanye here. I wish he just stuck to acting. I mean, he's great.
He's not an actor. He's a singer. Maybe he acts, too, but he's a singer.
Oh, I thought he was an actor. I thought he played in...
If he has, I don't know. Maybe he has. I don't know.
Johnson is like a CIA guy, kind of like...
No, I think that's somebody else. I could be wrong, but I think that's Chris Tucker you're thinking of.
Oh, okay.
I don't know.
Anyways, I didn't know he was a billionaire, but I was thinking kind of like on the lines of Jesse Smollett. He's kind of like these situations he's put in. Like the.
Well, what Jesse Smollett did was try to be relevant. he created a publicity stunt. He was to try to elevate his acting career, which wasn't going too well. He thought he was going to be fired from that TV show and everything else. That wasn't a mental break. He was very very alert and well aware of what he was doing. Listen, I'm up against the break. Thanks for the call. Listen, we're going to take our break. Steve will be joining us at the top. There are other things to talk about, which we haven't gotten to, but it is always open phones on Friday. Open MAGA Mike Friday. I'm Brian. It's the Steve Kane Show. Back after this. Steve will be joining us at the top. There are other things to talk about, which we haven't gotten to, but it is always open phones on Friday. Open MAGA Mike Friday. I'm Brian. It's the Steve Kane Show. Back. Yeah, I got this. I made a YouTube short. I got this yesterday. This is supposed to be, we're all talking about Elon Musk all the time, so I want to learn more about him. And this is supposed to be the best biography of Elon Musk. I've not read it yet. I'm going to start reading it this weekend. Yeah. So, it was a New York Times bestseller. Just got it yesterday. I'll start reading it this weekend. But this weekend is my 26th wedding anniversary, so I don't know how much time I'll have to read, because I got to do some stuff over the weekend. But want to learn about the guy. The second most interesting man in the world. Number one's Donald Trump, of course. No, that was the guy in the porno movie was not Kanye. The guy's name was Ray J, who was the brother of who's that singer? What was the name? Britney. What was the name of that singer? She used to be famous. 26th anniversary tomorrow. Brandy. Yes, Brandy. Not Britney. Brandy, that's correct. Well, thank you, Lisa. Thank you, guys. Yes. Okay. Oh, that's great. I appreciate it. Oh, that's awesome. Thank you.
Kane1. Hello. You'll thank us later. The Steve Kane Show with Brian Craig.
All right, welcome back, everyone. I'm Brian. Steve Kane joining us. Hey, Steve. Oh, my goodness. The phones have been on fire today. I thought the phone was going to break. They've been so busy today.
What's going on in the world? You don't know where to start.
Oh, my goodness. I know.
Hear from Dr. Lemaski. It was nice.
Yeah. She gave some very interesting analysis of this Kanye thing. You know, I just tell guys why I was talking about Kanye is I found out that we're 1 degree of separation from Kanye through Laura Loomer, who was part of that Alex Jones event yesterday. And because of that, we could get Kanye on the program if we wanted, but I think it's a terrible idea. I was trying to call you about it this morning. I couldn't get you on the phone on the way in. Absolutely. You always got to go with your gut, I think. That's the best, you know.
I heard in the discussion another aspect of this that I think weighs heavy on Kanye is the kids. He's got a very he's very connected to the kids. He's got boys, right?
I know at least one's a boy. I know he's got multiple children with Kim Kardashian, Mother of the Year.
And she uses, as not unusual, but in split-ups, but she uses the kids to manipulate them a lot, and it's a real delicate issue with him, so that nobody talks about that very much.
Yeah.
An element in the drama.
Well, you know, tomorrow is my 26th wedding anniversary, by the way. So that's amazing. 26 years tomorrow, and yeah. So I don't know about divorce because, you know, like that head of Chick-fil-A, I'm married to my first wife, you know. But but I have gone through breakups when I was a young man, you know. And I was dumped by many a girl. But you've been through divorces and everything. But typically, yeah, I don't have that experience as an adult because, you know, when girls were breaking up with me, I was a young guy. But I do have friends, though, whose wives have left them and things like this. And what tends to drive men crazy about divorces is the idea that their wife is having sex with another man. That's what flips these guys out. And not only is Kim Kardashian doing that, she's doing it on television, you know? And that's what's driven this guy over the edge.
She's a turnoff to me.
Well, yeah. I mean, look how she got famous. She is. Let me tell you. Know, we were talking about exploitation, which is what Alex Jones and these people are doing with Kanye. She is famous for one reason and one reason only. Her dad helped OJ get away with killing Ron and Nicole. That's what made her famous.
With a little help from there's a secondary factor, the butt.
Oh no, the porno movie. She made a porno movie.
I think what she has done to her body, I think, it's secondary. I will admit, I don't think it's as important as the porno aspect of it, the sex with other men. But it's part of it. I mean, she's grotesque. If you've ever seen her, I heard she was having surgery to correct the.
I don't know. But she is a woman of low moral character, and her fame is through. You know, I'll tell you about that. By accident, we had Bruce Jenner here on the program once during the O.J. Simpson civil suit, and it was he came on the show and this was after the O.J. Simpson trial. And we had Bruce Jenner in studio. He was friends, of course, with OJ and Nicole, and he was taking calls from our black listeners who said OJ didn't do it. And I wish we had this on tape. It was great. And he was Bruce Jenner then, not Caitlyn. And we didn't even ask him about Kim Kardashian because we didn't know who she was. She was just, nobody knew who she was yet. It was before she was famous. But this thing with Kanye West, I know it doesn't seem important when you look at the scheme of things, but it is important because I believe that these people that are exploiting him are leading him towards a very tragic ending. Dr. Lemaski agrees. Dr. Lemaski said that this is not going to end well. And
correct him for crying out loud.
That's what Dr. Lemaski was saying, that the National Psychiatric Association could intervene here. And it's a bad situation, man. What's going on here? When I I'll tell you, the two reasons not to have him on, the stuff he said about Hitler yesterday. I mean, I'm not even playing those audio sound bites on the air. You can find them online. I have them here, and I'm not playing them. It was terrible what he said about Hitler. But the exploitation of a mentally ill person, you and I was talking about this, you and I were guests on someone else's show a number of years ago, and I don't want to say the name of whose show it was because I don't want to connect them to this, but they had it was two people did a show together. We were in studio with them, and we were doing what it is we do. You know, we were doing a show, and people were feeling humiliated. Just because of some questions and things that I'd asked, you asked, and everything, and in the middle of the show during one of the breaks, the co-host had a mental break and then I realized they were severely mentally ill. And I didn't know they were mentally ill. And I backed off because I'm not going to exploit a mentally ill person. If I give you the clue, some others in the audience will know, and I don't want the person that was doing the show with them to be connected with exploitation of a mentally ill person. I'll tell you after the show. And I'm just not going to take part in exploiting someone who's mentally ill. These things about Hitler that he was saying yesterday, he was crediting Hitler with inventions of the microphone and roads, and he even said at one point that he loved, I mean, it was really twisted stuff. You know, Hitler is responsible for the death of tens of millions. You know, all the losses that we took in the war are nothing compared to what the Soviets took. The Soviets lost over 30 million people, didn't they, in the Second World War? I mean, think about all the people that died in the Second World War. Some of them were in our families, right? We may never have known them. It was before we were born, most of us. But you know, to say good things about Hitler in any context is sick and twisted. Steve, the interview was so bad, even Alex Jones was uncomfortable during the interview, and I've never seen that before, never. So, you know, I am shocked. Not one person said that we should have him on, and everyone today said no. Right. But you have interviewed racists and people like that before. You know, but this is different. Or maybe it's a different time?
Well, Hitler's kind of...
Well, no, I mean, no, but you've...
class by himself.
But you've interviewed Klansmen and Nazis.
Yeah.
No. Yeah, I wouldn't do that, personally.
Hitler is different.
Yeah.
Prototype.
Yeah. All right, let's take a call or two, then we'll break, and there's some other topics we'll move on to. But I do want to say it is open phones on Friday. We call it Open MAGA Mike Friday. Any and everything you have in your mind is fair game on Friday. But after the break, we'll bring it.
Do you have any...
I've always got something. Well, let's do this, Steve. We're about a minute or two from a break. Let's take a call or two and then move into something different after the break. Is that okay? All right, let's go. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Good morning, it's Augustino.
Hey, Augustino.
Glad to hear you.
Hey, Augie.
What? Hey, my buddy there, my buddy Steve. Hey, look, I gotta ask you something, Brian. It's about Damon Roberts. Have you ever heard of live video beat? R-A-B?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Okay, radio, what is it? R-A-B, R-A-B.
I have no idea what that is. Rab?
I don't know. It's Damon Roberts.
I have no idea what you're talking. Well, what's your question? I don't know what you're talking about.
They were talking about, they were showing the clips about that guy. What's his name? Nick.
Yeah, the Holocaust denier. Yeah.
They really were coming down on it.
Well, yeah. Sebastian Gorka. By the way, thanks for the call, Augustino. Sebastian Gorka put some video of this Fuentes Holocaust denier on Twitter. And he put it up there for those who question whether or not he's a Holocaust denier. And I watched what Sebastian Gorka put up. He's a punk kid. He's about 24 years old, and he is without question a Holocaust denier Nazi. I mean, it was ugly stuff. And I'm not going to play those clips on the air. You know what that is. And I'm not going to play the clips of Kanye, by the way. All right, listen. We're going to take our first break of this hour. When we get back, Steve and I are going to change gears, but again, it's open phones. Anything you have on your mind is fair game. Hopefully the next caller will have something on their mind that I've heard of, or Steve's heard of at least, so we can talk about it. But we'll take that break. Our number 1-888-GO-CANE-1. Callers on hold, stand by. 1-888-465-2631. We'll be back right after this break. Don't go anywhere. GO-CANE-1. Callers on hold, stand by. 1-888-465-2631. We'll be back right after this break.
The Steve Kane Show, telling it like it is, whether you like it or not.
Are you sick and tired of being sick and tired?
Okay. I'll be right back, guys.
Dr. Appleton has rid me of knee pain with his laser away pain system. Let me introduce you to Dr. Appleton.
I had a new patient on Saturday, came in with sciatic, leg pain. She
he lifted something wrong on Saturday. She said, can this help you? And I said, sure. And we did the laser on Saturday. On Monday, she returned, and she said, thank you, thank you, thank you. The joy of doing this all these years is helping patients, and the laser is just an amazing tool that I use to help people. Whether acute, chronic, young, old, golf, tennis players, NBA, football players, male, female, it doesn't matter. The laser will help. And once we finish patients up, I never hear from anybody. What I do hear from them is the referral, the family, the wife, the cousin, the nephew that comes back. And that's the biggest story.
Give Dr. Appleton a call at 954-973-0710. 954-973-0710 and say bye-bye to your pain.
It's hurricane season, and if you have a wet spot on your ceiling, you have a leak in your roof. When we had a leak in the roof at the Kane household, we called Tom.
Steve Kane Show.
He's the best in the business. Remember,
Hold on.
small leaks turn into medium leaks, and medium leaks turn into big problems. Call licensed contractor Tom Laporta for a free roof inspection. 954-604-4602. And tell him Steve Kane sent you.
Line Protection Services.
Right.
Your firearm and security control service needs. Receive personal firearms training, including concealed carry for you, your friends, your neighbors, by professional instructor owner Mike Potter. G licensed security classes are service needs. For firearm and security control service needs, it's Eagle Eye Protection Services. Protect yourself, your family, your business. Call 561-723-6191. Eagle Eye, your local security protection services.
What's the best product I bought this year? Oh, that's easy. Salon Paws pain relieving patches.
I'll have to read Jesse Owens. I'd have to hear Jesse Owens say that myself. That those Olympics are famous for Hitler walking out on Jesse Owens.
Patients using Salon Paws reported improved sleep, mood, and the ability to work. They had less pain and were able to reduce their use of oral
Yeah, Kevin Hart.
For pain,
That's okay.
Salon Paws. It's good medicine.
Do you suffer from neuropathy? I did, until I went to Lighthouse Medical Center in Pompano. Numbness, pain, burning, tingling in my hands and feet, muscle weakness, loss of balance, muscle twitching have all but disappeared. Say goodbye to your neuropathy symptoms. Call Lighthouse Medical Center for a free consultation. 754-222-6642.
Grab your coffee and get ready to be triggered. Dusty.
All right. Welcome back. I'm Brian. Steve is here. Now, I got to tell you guys, Anne Marie's, it's the weekend. You know, Steve, at Anne Marie's on the weekend, they have live entertainment. And you and I, yeah, they do. You and I have not been able to enjoy the nighttime. We're not nighttime people because of our morning schedules. But, yeah, they have live entertainment music on the weekends at Anne Marie's on top of all the great food. And, you know, I just want to go through a couple of my favorites, okay? And it's hard to pick a favorite, but we had a caller who called in yesterday who was talking about Jerry's Bank Rolls. Jerry's Bank Rolls are amazing. They're dough-stuffed, rolled, then baked fresh, and you can choose between 3 different kinds of the bank rolls, okay? They've got 3 cheese, the spinach feta, or the pepperoni mozzarella. And we had the pepperoni mozzarella Jerry's Banks rolls, and they are spectacular. And they're right on the main menu. Ask about them and try them. Of course, whatever you order, you want to order the lobster ravioli appetizer, which goes with everything. Now remember, everything at Anne Marie's is homemade. The lobster ravioli, which is available in both appetizer or a full entree, is 3 large homemade raviolis stuffed with chunks of Maine lobster, and they use the claw meat from the Maine lobster. And when you take that first bite, you'll know the difference because Maine lobster tastes different than any other lobster you'll have, that's for sure. It's topped with a goat cheese lobster cream sauce and is out of this world delicious. For dessert, check out the cannolis. The cannolis are great. They're spectacular. And if you go towards the pizza and you've not yet had the Sicilian, give it a go. That Sicilian pizza is so good. I love Sicilian pizza, Steve. But, you know, most places around town that I've been to, their Sicilian pizza looks like a thin crust pizza. It's not even Sicilian, but they call it Sicilian. And I've been on the search for the longest time for real Sicilian pizza, and they have it. And, you know, you can get that Sicilian pizza any way you like it, including the meat lovers, Steve, which you're a big fan of.
And simply, I mean, to be totally honest, the best pizza I've ever eaten in my life, and I'm a New York boy, so, you know,
yeah,
a lot of good pizza in my time. It's just unbelievably spectacular.
Yeah, absolutely. And my family, we're having a Christmas dinner from Anne Marie's. You know, Christmas is on Sunday this year. So I'm going to go over on Saturday and get a whole bunch of takeout of my favorite dishes from Anne Marie's. And that's going to be our Christmas dinner. Oh, you know, guys, try the meatballs. You know, you can get spaghetti and meatballs or get the appetizer meatballs. Their meatballs are huge, huge. They're like the size of a softball, and they're delicious, and of course, homemade right there. And let's be honest, you know, these other, I hate to even call them restaurants, Steve, but these other Italian restaurants around town, their number one thing they cook with is a microwave. Everything at Anne Marie's is homemade right there, Grandma's recipes. Anne Marie's is located on the northwest corner of Copans Road and US 1 Federal Highway in Pompano, in the same plaza as the movie theater. Make sure you tell them you heard about them on the radio. You had something you wanted to move into, Steve?
A little confused. I mean, there's so much stuff in the, I'm on overload from all the stuff that's in the news. It just doesn't stop. And it's hard to catch up. I was back on the Utah killing. What is exactly going on with the two of the victims? Were the girls were in the same bed when they were killed, or?
Oh, get your mind out of the gutter, Steve. They weren't in. It was.
But the press coverage is talking all around it, saying it but not saying it. I don't know what. The father of one of the girls spoke, and they were best friends since they were little girls. So there was no lesbian thing going on. No, they were just. We got some It's such a big thing about it.
The media are making a big deal about it because the girls are pretty. That's why the whole case is in the media, because the girls are pretty. The father of one of the girls talked to the press a couple of days ago and gave out some information about the crime scene that had not been officially released yet. And among that, I'm trying to tell you, you know. And part of that information was that the two girls were killed together. They were in the bed together when they were killed. They were sleeping in the bed together when they were murdered. Only for people with dirty minds. There's no significance other than we just got some details of the crime scene, that they were killed in the same bed.
Anything? I mean, to me.
Okay, no, it means nothing. But the reason it's in it's a tragedy, but the reason it's in the story is because the two girls are pretty. If they were ugly, if they were unattractive, if they were overweight, it wouldn't be in the story. The story wouldn't be in the national news. It's exploitation. That's what the media are doing. I mean, why else is this killing, out of all the killings in this country, all over the news, with no new anything to add to the story?
I mean, with murders and all these cases that make the National News Service, this is nothing new. If the victim is white and blonde and blue-eyed and all that, you know, all-American quote-unquote look, those are the ones that catch fire, as opposed to the young black girl or something.
That's correct.
That's an old theme in the news.
Yeah.
It went beyond that.
No, it's just I think you just got your mind. You got to back off the mic a little bit. I think you just got your mind in the gutter a little bit, Steve. I think you're thinking like a lesbian thing. Because I mean, I didn't even think about it till you mentioned I heard the story, but I didn't even think twice about it.
Think of it?
No. Yeah.
Oh.
All right.
I guess I'm a degenerate.
Yes. Okay. Now, true confessions on the radio this morning. Good morning. You're on the radio. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Kool-Aid from Lantana.
Hey, Lantana.
Hey, how you doing?
Hey, listen, I just want to talk about Kanye for a bit. Listen, he's heartbroken, and I can't understand why, because there was a rule that I grew up with and all my friends did, is you don't marry the stripper, okay? You go have fun with her, you do whatever you need to do with her, but you do not marry the stripper.
All right, that's some advice, yeah.
So, I don't really feel sorry for him for being heartbroken. I mean, yeah, we're all get heartbroken, but how do you fall in love with a stripper? I don't know.
Well, perhaps someone to talk to about that would be Hunter Biden. He has a lot of experience with strippers.
Yeah. Hey, give me his phone number. On my birthday, I'm calling him up. I want him to take me out.
Really? You would want to hang out with Hunter Biden and be with the women that he's been with?
People 5 camera with me, like, double.
Okay, all right, okay. Oh, my goodness. When we say open phones, maybe we got to limit that a little bit. I don't know. On Open Phone Friday, MAGA Mike Friday, you never know what people are going to say. I do got a couple clips here that I do want to share. Did you see this thing with Janet Yellen? You with me, Steve? Did I lose you? Janet Yellen, she's she was on Stephen Colbert, and Stephen Colbert asked her to explain why there's so much inflation. Listen.
Can you explain how inflation got so high? Because 2 years ago, everything seemed fine. Even in 2021, and you and other members of the administration believed that inflation was a small risk. What happened, simply and clearly?
That's a challenge.
That is, yeah.
So we had a rapid recovery from the pandemic. When President Biden was elected, unemployment was quite high. It was close to 7%. And we put policies in place that generated a very rapid recovery. Unemployment quickly fell back into the threes.
What is it now? What is it now?
3.7.
Okay.
So normally you wouldn't expect, just because you had a rapid recovery, for inflation to rise very much, if at all. But it turned out the pandemic had very special impacts on the economy. Remember, everybody stopped spending on services. They were in their homes for a year or more. They wanted to buy grills and office furniture.
Okay, so what she's doing is you spent too much money, and you're causing inflation. The inflation is caused when the government spends so much money they devalue the currency. Okay, so she's blaming you and your out-of-control spending for inflation, not Biden and the Democrats' out-of-control inflation. Listen, we're late for the break. We'll be right back. Okay, so she's blaming you and your out-of-control spending for inflation. I went over. I know, it's your fault. You're responsible for inflation, not them.
Tired of boring mornings? We serve controversy with your morning coffee. The Steve Kane Show. Oldies 95.3 and 96.9.
Steve Kane Show. Yeah, hold on. Steve Kane Show. Hold on. I wasn't looking at the clock when I did that. I didn't get to finish what I was. I got to finish up with Yellen because there's a point to be made with Janet Yellen, and I didn't have time to do it. I was already late for the break. Yeah, she probably does. I had a very good point to make about her, and I messed up because I wasn't looking at the clock when I played that. I'm usually pretty good at watching the clock. I blew it that time. Well, it's okay. We'll be back in a minute. Steve Kane Show. Hey, this is, you ever see Speed? Right? This is how the guy holds the phone in Speed with his right hand, right? Because he's missing the fingers on the left hand. All right, we're back. Call us on hold, stand by. I wanted to finish. I was not looking at the clock before we broke, and I wanted to make a point about Janet Yellen, our Treasury Secretary, right? So she went, inflation is out of control, big time out of control, and she went on Colbert last night and blamed the American people. You're spending too much money. And as I said before, inflation is caused when the government spends too much money. They got to keep making money, and they increase the money supply, which devalues the currency. I went to Trump University. But I just want to give you an example. She's the Treasury Secretary, right? You know, President Trump's Treasury Secretary was Mnuchin, a successful businessman who produced one of the most profitable films ever made out in Hollywood, that Lego movie, the Lego Batman and all that. You know, and people around Trump were business people. Plus, he's an economist, President Trump, because of his business success. Janet Yellen, I just looked up her biography. Listen to this, Steve. This is who's in charge of our economy right now, who's blaming the American people for inflation, not this, out of control spending. She's an American economist. However, she's an American economist who's never had a job in the private sector. Listen to this. Janet Yellen is an American economist serving as the 78th Treasury Secretary. Prior to that, she was the chair of the Federal Reserve. She's the first woman to hold both offices. Oh, how exciting, how exciting. But I go through here, listen to this. After she graduated from college, she got a PhD at Yale in '71. Then she got a job as a professor at Harvard. Then she began working for the Federal Reserve Board as a staff economist. And then she had other professorships at Berkeley and other places. She's not an economist. She's never had a job. An economist is a guy that, owns a hot dog stand. He's an economist, okay? He's got a business. He knows how the economy works. He's selling hot dogs for a living out of his cart. You cannot be an economist if you've never had a job in the private sector. If you've never worked in a private business, if you've never made a payroll, you're not an economist. And that's the problem with Democrats. They make people... There's a great movie about this with Rodney Dangerfield, Back to School. You ever see Back to School? You ever see... Oh, it's a great... Rodney Dangerfield was a Republican. And you'll know it when you see this movie. He plays a guy who's a successful businessman. His kid goes off to college, and he decides to go to college. So he donates money so they can build a library, and he goes to college. He's a successful businessman. And there's this whole running gag between him and the business professor who doesn't know anything about business because he's not out of the textbook. You don't put somebody in charge of the American economy who's never had a job out of the university campus or government. No wonder the country is in an economic wreck right now. She doesn't know what she's doing. An economist. My goodness. It's really sick what these Democrats do, but maybe it's by design. I don't know. Good morning. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Good morning, Brian.
Yes.
It's Bob in New Jersey.
All right, Bob.
Hey, Robert.
Hey, what planet are we living on? This is out of control right now with the Ye and Nick Fuentes and Milo and Alex Jones. It is absolutely bizarre what is going on. I feel like I'm in some type of parallel universe at this point.
Yes.
It's insane.
Well, yeah.
With FTX, is there no law in this country anymore?
Well, ask yourself this. If FTX had been found to have funded the midterm Republican campaigns like they did the Democrats, do you think Nick Fuentes would be doing interviews in the Bahamas? You think he'd be in prison?
Going. And you know what? Anybody that took any of that money, again, should be investigated.
Well, that would include Kevin McCarthy, who used FTX money to unseat Madison Cawthorn.
Absolutely. It all needs to be brought down. It all needs to be exposed right now.
Yeah, well, I imagine Bakeman and Kanye are both going to have terrible endings. It's just, they just upset too many people. But we got to appreciate Bankman because he exposed the Ukraine money laundering operation that Biden's been running.
Good view on it, a good angle.
That's right. Hey, listen, thank you for the call. All right, take care. Good morning. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hello?
Yes, you're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Oh, this is Tone Frog.
Tone Frog. Yes, Tone Frog.
Just wanted to say I love your show. Awesome. And I love that you just put real info out. There's not many people that do it, and you're one of them, and I appreciate that. But
I knew a but was coming. Whenever there's compliments like that, there's always a but. No, you said but.
Yes, well, I just wanted to say, I watched the show yesterday on InfoWars, and I got a lot of mixed feelings on it. I mean, I understand.
What show are you? You got mixed feelings on what show?
On the InfoWars show.
Oh, you're talking about Alex Jones having Kanye on, and he had Nick Fuentes. Okay, what's your mixed feelings? Here we go.
He is a father. I
I understand that because I myself am a father. The whole thing is, he made this deal. I know, besides all this stuff that's happening, what I think it comes down to, it is a fight of good and evil. Now...
Yeah, yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
Well, he got himself involved into something that was very evil. You know, the Hollywood, Kim Kardashian, all that stuff. Got involved with it, started getting real deep into it, and then realized, oh, crap, I can't be a part of it.
No, none of that's true. Listen, I was talking about this earlier. Kim Kardashian became famous when she made this porno movie, okay? And since that movie came out, you know, the Kardashians are famous for a lot of things. One of the things they're famous for is they like black guys. And Kanye spent about 10 years or more trying to get Kim Kardashian in bed, and he accomplished that and got married to her. And then she dumped him for this Pete Davidson guy and was talking about taking showers with Pete Davidson from Saturday Night Live on television. And his, hold on, and Pete Davidson's father is a Jew. And Kanye is not taking his medications. Dr. Lemaski called an hour ago. He's having a mental break. And this anti-Semitism, even though to be a Jew, your mom has to be a Jew, but Pete Davidson, whose father is a Jew, having sex with the mother of his children, caused him to go on this bender without his medications, and he's channeling it through anti-Semitism because of the Jewish family of Pete Davidson. It's pretty simple stuff. There's no way. He's mentally ill, he's having a break, and he's channeling it. It's all about Pete Davidson and Kim Kardashian.
I understand that part, but I think it's a bigger picture than just this. Because the whole Hollywood thing with all these people, like the elites, as you could say, those 1%ers that do stuff behind those closed doors, they're now openly putting it out all over the place for everyone to, swallow.
Who gave this guy our number? He's awful caller.
Transgender stuff, the stuff in the school for my kids.
I'm kidding, guys. Okay. All right. Okay, hey, listen, I appreciate the call. Thanks so much. Good morning. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Thing, which is true, is that the culture is falling apart.
Yes.
By design, by people who mean no good for this country.
That's true. That is true.
Organized plot, and when people say that, there are people that raise an eyebrow and think that we're paranoid, but we're not.
Yep, that's true. Good morning, caller. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Brooklyn Bagel. Who else?
Yeah.
I agree with you about Back to School is a great movie. Maybe it would be a good idea if you went back to school, because what you know about the economy, I can sit in a symbol.
Well, what did I say that was incorrect?
The movie is a great...
No. You say what did I say about the economy that's inaccurate?
Wait, I want to point out this from this caller from a guy who's never had a job.
Yeah. So what did I say about the economy that's not true?
I'm a wealthy.
I know you're wealthy in your mind. I know, wealthy.
Idiots.
What did I say that was wrong?
We got the fastest gross national product increase, domestic product increase since 1976.
First off, that just oh, Steve, I gotta dump Steve. I had to dump Steve. Oh my gosh. I had to dump Steve. I did not have to. Oh my goodness. The delays for the caller, Steve. Listen, we're going to take our break. Wow. I've had to dump Steve before, but it's been a long time. I had to dump Steve. Oh boy. All right. Callers on hold, stand by. We'll take our break and be right back after this. Oh boy. All right. Callers on hold, stand by. Steve said, Steve said, get rid of this asshole, he said. Can't say that on the radio. He said, get rid of this asshole.
William Youngerman, ready to vocal. We have William Youngerman. William Youngerman, good morning.
Good morning, Ryan. How are you doing?
doing awesome. How the metal's looking today?
Metal's looking great.
Now, I wanted to ask you about a couple things. Now, listeners call and ask me questions. I know nothing. Call William Youngerman. They've got all the answers on these things. But there's two things I want to ask you about. I've heard from people. One, pre-33 gold. Do you deal in pre-33 gold?
Absolutely. We've made a market pre-1933 gold since
Oh, my goodness.
1959. And that's one of our specialties. We do deal a lot in the old U.S. $20 gold pieces, $10, $5. And
Steve Kane Show. Steve Kane Show. Yeah. All right, hold on. Steve Kane Show. Steve Kane Show. Hold on.
That was an eye opener for us.
Wow. Oh no, I'm very quick on that. I thought I'd have to dump him, the caller, not Steve.
Premiums. We have it in stock. For me, delivery is very reasonable and wholesale prices for Steve Kane listeners.
Yeah, there's a lot of people that only are like exclusive pre-33 gold. That's amazing. $500 less. Yeah, but I'm sure the TV guy are limiting it to 5 coins per call at this point. Now listen, William Youngerman, the number 1-800.
Yeah, that dump bug gives me arthritis.
1-800-327-5010. Online, WilliamYoungerman.com. The address, 150 East Palmetto Park Road in Boca, on the first floor of the Bank of America building, just east of US 1 Federal Highway on the south side of Palmetto. All right, that's it. All right, take care. Take care.
This is Steve Kane. I'm at my favorite restaurant in all of South Florida, Wings Plus in Coral Springs. Wings just the way you like them. Plump, tender, and delicious, crispy on the outside, succulent on the inside, everything homemade, nothing comes out of a can. Dozens of specialty sauces that will make your mouth water. Wings Plus, located in Coral Springs, a mile west of University on the south side of Sample Road.
This segment of the Steve Kane Show is brought to you by I Will Advisors. Seniors, medical open enrollment is approaching. Do you know what Medicare options are available to you? Call Debbie at 954-753-8080. 954-753-8080, and she will answer all your Medicare questions. 954-753-8080. 954-753-8080.
On the air since 1977, it's the Steve Kane Show with Brian.
All right. Well, now that the delay is built back up, I can turn you back on, Steve. William Youngerman is not here with us today, so it's up to me to give the gold report. So, I wouldn't. This is less than amateur gold report. We should not even call this anything connected to a gold report. I'm just going to give you the opening of the metals. Okay, I don't want to insult William Youngerman by associating what I'm going to give. Well, not only is William Youngerman's not with us today, but his store is open. And let me give you the prices. And today is a great day to do your Christmas shopping for the metals at William Youngerman's, as you'll see. Gold is down $23.70 at $17.80 and 30 cents. Silver down 47 cents at $22.38. Platinum down $37 at $1,014. And palladium down 65 bucks at $19.64. So what that means is the metals are on sale today. You'll get great prices on the metals. And William Youngerman has more than just the gold coins and the bars, the bullion, and the old money, which all make great Christmas gifts. He also has watches. And when I'm talking about watches, he has all those famous, like Rolex and all those other luxury watches at bargain basement prices, I'll tell you that. And he also has all kinds of jewelry that you get incredible deals on, because he basically just charges you about the metal price for the jewelry and all these things. So you will get great prices and find incredible Christmas gifts at William Youngerman's. He's located right here in Boca at 150 East Palmetto Park Road on the first floor of the Bank of America building, just east of US 1 Federal Highway on the south side of Palmetto Park Road. Online, WilliamYoungerman.com, or give him a call toll free, 1-800-327-5010. 1-800-327-5010, and they open up today at 10. All right, let's go to the phones. You're on the radio. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Helen from Massachusetts.
Hey, Helen.
Hey, this is just trivia. but the comedian from Saturday Night Live that was dating Kim Kardashian.
Yeah.
I know you talked about his dad some. His dad, people don't know this. A lot of people don't know this. His dad perished in the towers. I think he was one of the firefighters.
That's right. I've forgotten about that. That's absolutely correct. Yes.
Which is sad. So it could just kind of, I don't know, when people start talking about the guy, I kind of feel bad for him. I'm a former New Yorker, and
Feel bad about who?
I think his name is Dennis Peters, the comedian.
I know, Rich. I know.
People drag him into, the Kanye thing and the Kim Kardashian thing. I know he dated her. I just kind of feel bad for the guy. That's all.
How can you not feel bad for a guy who's going through a mental... listen, reason I brought this up today is a number of reasons. But this thing with Alex Jones yesterday, you have... This week, we got Milo, Alex Jones, Fuentes. I don't know what Loomer's doing. I'm going to find out. But you've got Milo Yiannopoulos, Alex Jones, and Fuentes traveling around exploiting Kanye West. Alex Jones, Fuentes, and Milo have nothing to lose. They've been canceled from everything. Alex Jones is facing financial Armageddon for his shenanigans. They got nothing to lose. They've got this mentally ill, famous person coming around that they're exploiting for their own selfish self-promotion, and it's not funny, it's not cute, and it's very twisted. And a lot of people wonder, like, why did Elon Musk not let Alex Jones back on Twitter? Look at how he behaved yesterday. That was one of the most irresponsible things I've ever seen in broadcasting.
Still on the air. I used to follow Alex Jones. After the shooting in Connecticut and things that he said, I'm like, it doesn't make sense. And I kind of backed off, and he did it.
I've not listened. I have not listened to him too much. I heard him do 2 interviews because they were people that I wanted to hear interviewed. One of them was Bill Clinton's black son, Danny Williams, and he interviewed him a few years ago, and I watched that because I wanted to hear the interview, and that was, and that was an interesting. And then he interviewed that Obama phone lady, and you remember her? Everyone in Cleveland's got an Obama phone, He interviewed her, yeah, and those are the only 2 times I've listened to Alex Jones for more than a minute or 2. And I'll tell you why. I love radio, I love talk radio, and I don't care for carnival barkers. You know what I mean? He's an exploiter. And what he did with Kanye West yesterday was sick. Have you seen any of it, Steve? You will, because it'll be all over the news today. Kanye was wearing a hood over his face. He couldn't even see out of it. His mouth, ears, eyes completely covered, black hood over his head during the entire interview. It's very weird, and he's in a bad place. And when Alex Jones could have shown himself to be what no one thinks that he is, a decent, responsible person yesterday. And what did he do? He was doing a freak show carnival barking.
It's heart-wrenching.
Yeah.
I love Trump. He's my president. But sometimes I feel the same with how they exploit Biden. I'm like, what the hell's wrong with his wife? Although sometimes I wonder if Biden is fake.
Well, no, he's not faking it. You saw him yesterday. He called France Frank. When he was with, no, I'm serious. He's got the nuclear football. Let me tell you, Biden's mental health got a lot of people killed and tortured, murdered in Afghanistan. What happened in the Afghan withdrawal happened the way it did, in that sloppy way. And by the way, more will die because of it, because of everything we left behind. He had a senior moment, and he had to show everybody that he's with it, and he started barking out orders to immediately pull out of Afghanistan. And look what happened. People were hung from our helicopters. U.S. personnel killed at the airport. Everyone that ever worked for us, they left the payroll behind, so they killed them and their families. God only knows what's going on. Because he had an Alzheimer's moment, I'm in charge. No one's going to tell me I'm the president, and he gave orders, and they carried them out. And Kamala Harris, by the way, I believe is guilty of high crimes and misdemeanors for allowing that to happen. The one role she has is to come in and intervene when something like that happens. She should have invoked the 25th Amendment over that. How many people are dead because of that?
With them and said that she wasn't going to be blamed for blank.
Yeah.
Crap.
Yeah.
Because they wanted her to address.
Yeah. So there's, you know, that his mental health is not fake, and it's not funny. There are people dead because of it in Afghanistan. And
the only thing we have to be thankful about concerning Afghanistan is that it did not turn into a nuclear incident.
Yeah. And those people hanging off our planes, and nothing could convince me, you know, that it wasn't because he had a mental break and wanted to show everybody he's in charge. And that incident, you know, exactly.
Because of him.
And that's right. And this whole thing of impeaching him, okay? And they're talking about the laptop and everything, and I get it, and there's crimes and everything there. But the main focus should be on the Afghan withdrawal. How that happened. Bring people under oath to find out how that happened. We were getting out of Afghanistan, no doubt about it, but not like that. That was that he ordered an immediate withdrawal. They became, I think they became like what number of the largest air force in the world with our new helicopters? You know, like the number 4th largest air force in the world, or some number like that, because of our helicopters. And
couldn't use the equipment, so I'm wondering who's there showing them how to use it.
The Afghans that we left behind that trained with us, and of course these were our most advanced computerized equipment we left behind, which now the Chinese have gotten a hold of, so they know all our secrets of our latest tech. You know, so all this talk, impeaching over the laptop will lead to, you know, that's not, you go after Afghanistan. That's the real one.
Sure. In Afghanistan.
That's right. Hey, listen, thank you so much for the call. Thank you so much, guys. I want to tell everyone, go to mypillow.com, click on the radio listener specials. You can save up to 80% off right now with our promo code Kane at checkout, Kane. You will find great Christmas gifts. You can take advantage of all the specials at mypillow.com with our promo code Kane at checkout. That's right. You know, the MyPillow pet beds are 50% off. Those are awesome. They're great. The MyPillow bathrobes half off. The MyPillow that started at all less than $20. The MyPillow My Slippers, I have these. Steve has them. Less than $50. Less than $30 for the MyPillow 100% Giza Cotton Dream Sheets. All the top items are on sale right now for Christmas shopping. Go to mypillow.com. Use our promo code Kane at checkout, Kane, and buy something. Whoever you give it to, I promise you, this will not be a gift that they re-gift. This will not be. You give someone these MyPillow products, they won't be able to wait to use them. The MyPillow mattress topper, the 3-inch MyPillow mattress topper that I sleep on, 50% off. Comes in a great package to wrap too. So go to mypillow.com, order something. Whoever the recipient is will love it. You can also order by phone toll-free, 1-800-716-4879. 1-800-716-4879. This may be the last day in this studio, Steve. I've been told the plan is for Monday to be broadcasting from the new studio in Palm Beach Gardens at our corporate HQ. So this may be the last day here. You'll still be at home, at your home studio. But the new studio, Steve, I looked at it. It is so cool and high tech. You know, I took a tour of it the other day, and I told everybody when I walked in, it smells like a new car. It does. It smells like a new car. I can't wait to use it, but hopefully I'll be there Monday morning. All right, guys. Great calls today for the most part, and most of you brought up some things that I had not considered, and Steve and I will be back here live Monday morning. Thanks, everyone, for tuning in, and really, I think I would like to ask people to pray for Kanye West. He needs it, and shame on Alex Jones for doing what it is he did. God bless America, and God bless Donald Trump. See you Monday. I would like to ask people to pray. Oh, boy. All right, guys, listen, I got to run, but thanks for watching. If you have not already, please like the video. If you're new to my channel, subscribe, all right? And